Welcome to the Smark Foundation podcast. I'm Eric. This is Adam.
Oh, hi, Marks.
And we are here to cover AEW from the week of All In 2025. And holy crap, we have a lot to get to. Um, we are skipping our normal calling it in the ring segment this week, and we are just going to cover All In for the calling it in the ring segment.
It was a
Um,
6 hour show. I don't think that we
yeah,
had much choice, even
no,
when we
we
didn't even
didn't. It's
realize that it was going to be a 6 hour show.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was going to be a 6 hour show. For me, eight. I sat down at noon and started watching the pre-show and watched all the way until the end of the pay-per-view. I didn't watch the scrum afterwards. That would have added another hour and a half. So technically it was like 9.5 hours if you watched everything, like from the beginning of the pre-show to the end of the scrum. It was like 9.5 hours total. But the show itself was 6 hours. It was
It
crazy.
didn't feel like it,
It
though.
didn't feel like six
It
hours.
really
I,
didn't.
I wasn't bored. I wasn't unentertained. There was no part where I was like, here's a lull that I
Yeah,
don't, like,
there,
no,
there
like,
were no pee breaks.
no.
So you had to have an iron bladder if you were
I was
watching it
watching on
live.
YouTube, thank God. So I got the pause. I probably ended the
Yeah,
show about 10 or 20 minutes later than everybody else, but uh, I got the pause because I needed to pee and stuff like that. And but I didn't like stop to go do laundry or any of this like I would normally do during a pay-per-view. Like, oh, I don't care about this match. I'm gonna go swap the laundries or something.
right.
No, none of that happened. None of that at all.
I mean, you couldn't really miss anything. You
six
felt
hours,
like
yeah,
you
six
could
hours, and everything was like, but all the matches were like lengthy. It wasn't. I mean, there was eight
they gave him
matches.
time. Yeah.
Um, I'll also say I've never been happier to go like 3 and 5 on my predictions. Um, because I always book it the way I think like makes sense or the way I think they're gonna book it, and never the way I like it. But this pay was just like all the way I like it, and it yeah, it worked. It worked. So we'll get into that at the end in our third segment. But yeah, instead of calling the ring, that's what we'll be doing. Um, but let's kick it off with Dynamite for the week, and
Yeah.
we're
Like
pretty
so
much
much
gonna
happened
blow.
at All In.
It's so much
So much
happening
happened
all
to
in, but
All
so
In.
little kind of happened
They
for
didn't
Dynamite
really
and
feel like
Collision.
blow off shows except for a couple of moments.
Yeah, yeah,
There were a
pretty
couple of
much.
really, really good moments, but for the most part, they felt like just kind of middle of the season, middle
Yeah,
of the pay-per-view cycle shows when the week before that seemed like okay, we're ramping up to the blow off, the go home show. And just a lot of this felt it was good, but it didn't feel final,
yeah.
you know. Uh that being said, uh they were in where were they? They were in Texas, right? They were in oh, why can't I even remember?
Garland, Texas,
Arlen, Texas.
at the Curtis Colwell Center.
um there, yeah, Curtis Colwell Center, Arlington. Uh Mercedes is here. She opens the show. They're having a, their own talkie talk, I guess. And but there's champagne, there's the whole thing, and they have just kind of a battle of words and wits.
Yeah,
Tony Storm has some great freaking lines. I think my favorite was probably um I'm gonna paraphrase here, but she said basically that nobody has a legacy, everybody dies, and we're all gonna be forgotten. But uh what you fear, Mercedes, is an ordinary life, but what I fear is an ordinary death. Like,
yeah.
oh, like I'm just pretty sure she's not the only one who said something like that. She probably cribbed it from somewhere. But
Hmm.
like just like Punk way back when cribbed the arms are too short to box with God line from like Muhammad Ali. I think he actually got it
Yeah, I
from,
believe
if
that was
I'm not
Muhammad Ali.
mistaken.
Yeah, the greatest shit
Uh
talker of all
but
time.
like that's a if you're gonna crib a line, that's a great line to crib. And Tony cribbed a great line too. So like, I mean, she said that, I'm like, oh, that's your killer right there.
Yeah,
That's your killer. That's your dressing down moment of Mercedes Moné. And then it got a little bit more crass than that. But like I did think that this did a pretty good job of like because like you said last week, Mercedes doesn't have any friends, so you kind of have to like kind of wade through the build to something like this since you know Tony can't beat up any of Mercedes' friends because she doesn't have any. So like there are no proxies. It's just
Yeah,
her. So you kind of have to have a segment like this. And I thought it did a pretty decent job. So
yeah,
um yeah. I mean, at the end there was a little physicality, but not much. They still saved the majority of it for the show, which is good.
yeah,
I felt like that was the right call to make us wait because it made me want to see it.
yeah,
It made me
yeah. It
want
made
to see
me,
it.
yeah. They
There's
just
a
like
lot,
kept avoiding contact as much as
yeah.
possible, and it really like
Like
that
there's a
really
difference
makes you
between
want to see them get their hands on each other.
yeah,
Like
there's a difference between being in a simulated real fight kind of practice and having a full on match for the ages.
yeah,
So like I mean, and that's what you build towards. You build toward the match, not the fight in a situation like this. These two women do not have the styles or characters that, for a fight, like a shoot fight.
no,
They're good wrestlers and you want to see them have a good wrestling match, an epic wrestling match.
yeah,
And that's what they built toward. And I thought it was done pretty well, all things considered.
yeah. Yeah, so after that we got our first match of the night, and that's Kyle Fletcher and Konosuke Takeshita versus Brody King and Bandito. Um oh, wow,
I like how
okay.
they just pair up Brody King with Bandito because of his abolish ICE stance. I think
They
that's funny.
I
Great,
love it.
but funny.
They obviously have, a level of camaraderie and also some pretty good chemistry between the
Yeah,
two of them in the ring. They're fun to watch together. I mean, obviously Brody King waiting on his actual tag team partner, but
yeah.
um,
Get well soon, buddy.
Bandito is every bit as strong as Buddy Matthews. I mean, for sure.
Yeah. And it's even more
Uh,
impressive because he doesn't look like he would be.
no, no.
Like you look at Buddy Murphy and he's like, oh yeah, that dude's an action figure. Of course.
Yeah, he
Of course
looks
he
like
can
an
do the things
action
that he can
figure.
do. But
Yeah,
like Bandito, like he's in good shape, but he doesn't look nearly as powerful as he is. Like
yeah,
anytime he puts, he just keeps somebody in the air with one hand on the gorilla press. It impresses me every single time. Every
yeah.
single time. I
Um,
don't, mm,
Fletcher and Takeshita take the win on this one. I mean, lots of really good spots in this. Really, it was a really fun match. I thought it was one of the best of the night.
Bandito's having a hell of a
For
run, isn't
sure.
he?
Yeah, he is. Addendum to this, Takeshita and Bandito killed it in the main event of the ROH show on Friday.
Yeah, I'm hearing match of the
Uh,
year conversation being thrown around.
Maybe it was very good. It was very good. So yeah, I mean, this was a really good precursor to it, but yeah, it was very good.
Yeah, I'll have to go
So
out of my way to check that out at some
yeah,
point.
that
I
the
haven't
whole
seen it
show
yet.
was actually really good. Even people I didn't know or weren't that interested in, I was like, man, that's a pretty good match.
Well, like it's
Hechicero
kind of
versus
the Mike.
Michael Oku
Yeah,
is one people should be checking out. But
I feel like what happens with the ROH shows is like a more distilled version of what the rap used to be about AEW from people who didn't really watch AEW.
mhm,
Is that the pay-per-views are always bangers, but what leads up to it is skippable. That was never really true about AEW, but that's what people said. And it was
yeah,
more true, not true, but more true when the creative hadn't kicked into full gear. Not the pay-per-view, but like metaphorically full gear.
yeah,
um uh but I mean, the Death Rider stuff in retrospect, I think we can look back and say that for the majority of it, even when it was very obvious that Mox wasn't dropping the title to his challenger, there was still there was still a focus and a direction, so 2024 is mostly what I'm talking about. The majority of 2024, where people were not really great on the high on the creative, the rap was, oh yeah, the pay-per-views always deliver, but the week-to-week stuff is bad.
Yeah.
That was never really true, in my opinion, but that was the rap. It's even more the rap on ROH. Like the pay-per-views always deliver, but like there's no stories leading into nearly anything leading into those shows. And it's
Right.
all a bunch of like enhancement matches and stuff that they have to film on either end of a Dynamite or Collision taping.
Yeah. Then we had a pre-tape promo from Blake Christian about Ricochet. He's saying that Lee Johnson wasn't cleared to compete
Because he
or
got
cleared to
laid out.
wrestle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, weird to say that on Wednesday night and
Yeah.
then Lee Johnson compete on Friday night at ROH.
Yeah. Well, maybe
Weird.
they just wanted to hold him a week. I don't know.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
But good
maybe they were
match overall.
yeah. Maybe they were just waiting on impact results.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not TNA impact, the impact test for concussion.
Maybe. But Gates of Agony got involved, helped Ricochet win. I think that's going to be kind of
Yeah.
the copy and paste for the future of Ricochet
Yeah.
for at least the next 6 months or so.
Now, do you think
Um,
this is a an actual babyface turn for Blake Christian? Or do you think it was just, kind of he's here, it's a matter of convenience to move the Ricochet story
I
along?
don't think that his personality is going to allow him to be a face anytime soon,
I mean,
unless he
he
does
was
something
a
crazy.
babyface in GCW and he
Well, I
was
mean,
pretty
GCW is full of
popular
assholes, so somebody like him is by comparison.
well, I wouldn't necessarily call all of their fans a-holes, but
Well, I didn't call their
um
fans that. I mean, I'm talking about the people on the
well,
roster.
yeah, but I mean,
Uh,
how you're perceived is up to the fans ultimately, right?
hmm,
So, and he was fairly over as a babyface, and then he turned heel to win the belt, I think, for them. And then he went on the heel run, and in the middle of that heel run, he started doing more stuff for AEW as a heel, or mostly Ring of Honor, I guess. But um, I I feel like he could be kind of a vanilla babyface if he was a
hmm.
babyface. But like his move, he does a couple like really cool moves that nobody else does, which is funny because there are a lot of people in this company that probably could do the same stuff and they just don't.
Yeah,
So it's cool that he has kind of his own little, oh, that's a Blake Christian move, you know.
yeah.
Um, I like his work, but I feel like the ceiling is lower for him as a baby face than as a heel because he's got a real punchable face
I feel like the
naturally, which is
ceiling
a
is.
gift for a heel.
I mean,
If people want to punch you, they will pay other people to see you get punched.
unfortunately, I feel like it's going to be some time before the ceiling from him raises too much.
Well, I mean, let's be
Um,
real here. I mean, I don't think
yeah.
he's going to be going up too far up the card in the next 3 years.
I mean,
You
looking
know,
at the current roster, probably not.
I mean, that roster is so stacked
It's
that there
ridiculous.
is upward mobility, but you have to realize that you're on a very slow escalator.
Yeah, it's slow. It's going to
You
be
have to
slow
make
as hell.
you have to make your peace with the fact that you might get there if you have the patience for it.
But the line at the top is
But the
getting
line, it's
long.
a long line. Yeah. Like,
Ooh, especially now without. We'll talk about that in a
yeah.
minute because we talked about it a lot last week about
Yeah.
that line and how it could get a little thinner and then it didn't.
Yeah. What I
Um,
did like about this match, though, before we stop talking about it, is that you can tell that Ricochet likes working with Blake Christian and
yeah.
respects him because he gave him two finishers before he pinned him. It wasn't just a one and done. He made sure to give him both the Spirit Gun and Vertigo to pin
Mhm.
him. Like the implication being that, okay, I don't trust this guy to not be tough enough to kick out of one, but I'm fairly certain he's not kick tough enough to kick out of two.
Yeah,
So like it's that subtle heel weird respect kind of deal. It's a great little storytelling bit that some great heels do when they really like working with somebody and want to make them look that uh extra bit better. So I
yeah.
like that he did that here.
Then we got MJF and Mark Briscoe's talkie talk. And
Oh
why do they
boy.
have to bring up Jay every time? Like what?
Well, the MJF character is known for going after low-hanging fruit in creative ways. So it's not out. In fact, I mean, not gaslit. They lampshaded it. Mark Briscoe's like, I know you're going to bring it up. Just do it. Just do it. I liked the fact that he would later say that he thought he was ready for it and he wasn't. I liked that. That's
Yeah,
like, a nice little nugget of character information and lore for Mark Briscoe. It's like, oh, I thought I was past this, but I'm not quite. It's like it shows that there's a process and that he's a human being, and that it's
yeah,
not just, oh, I'm gonna just completely ignore it, like you know certain other companies would do in not so long ago.
yeah,
So, uh, but yeah, like it was. I like how MJF handled it though, because he's like he swerved and then swerved back in
doing
with
the wrong
it.
kid died on him like that shit was
Yeah.
fucking. Oh
Ugh,
man,
nasty. But he set
yeah,
it up by saying that I love and respect Mark Briscoe. He's one of the best to ever do it. He's a special place up in heaven for like it was really, really good work. Like you knew the swerve was coming, but it was still effective when it came. Like
yeah,
it's like you could see it, it's like, oh, in fact, the because you could see it coming, but you didn't know the form it would take, it made it more impactful when he actually said the line about Jay looking down from heaven and, in MJF's mind, probably saying, I wish it was you in that accident instead of me. Like, it made the setup for it was brilliant work,
yeah,
fantastic work.
yeah. But this leads, of course, to a brawl, and then Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin show up, and then Jet Speed shows up, and then the patriarchy shows up. But before the patriarchy shows up, Jet Speed was putting an ass whooping
Yep.
on the like. This is the worst I've ever seen the Hurt Syndicate
Oh,
get their
we,
ass
we,
beat.
we but remember, we remember how we set this up though, too. The MJF in a pre-tape or not pre-tape in an earlier tape segment before the talkie talk said that he wasn't gonna in another nice character moment. It's like, you want this one-on-one? Screw you. I don't do what you tell me. I'm gonna bring the entire Hurt Syndicate out. And then they gave a reason for them not to be out there and for them to be alone in the ring by
Yeah,
having Jet Speed pull some 1980s teen prank movie stuff,
and steal the belts,
steal the belts. So that
which I love.
I loved it. So when uh they brawl in the ring after talkie talk, and the Hurt Syndicate comes out to make the save, that's when Jet Speed comes out and whacks them with the title belts that they did indeed steal. And for a minute there, I thought the patriarchy set them up. For a
Yeah, I
minute,
thought
because
they
that is
had.
the exact sneaky crap that Christian Cage would pull.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I was actually surprised to see Jet Speed was honest about it, that they came out and whacked them with belts.
yeah. She got whacked with belts, started whooping their ass, and then the
Yeah.
patriarchy shows up, and like they take turns concertoing Bobby Lashley's leg, which spoiler alert turns out to be a big old nothing burger.
Yeah, that was one of the things when we were talking about, when we were off the air, that was one of the things I was going to bring up
Hmm.
about minor criticisms of the show, but we'll
Yeah,
get there when we get there.
yeah, we'll get there when we get
Um,
there.
that being said, in the moment,
Yeah, in the
it
moment I was like,
in the moment it
holy
was
crap.
great. It was like, okay, both of these other teams look like they have a shot,
Yeah,
which
suddenly they
was
have a shot.
it
Yeah.
was a relief because Chesapeake just got such a whooping the week before.
Yeah.
Like
But they definitely gave it back.
they looked like geeks the
Hmm.
week before. I'm so glad that they got the shine back
Oh
in this
God.
segment. Like they
Yeah.
looked like contenders in this one. They looked pissed. And then, the way that the patriarchy handled it was, classic slime ball. Oh, I'm gonna take advantage of a poor situation and make it even worse. Like, Christian Cage is so good as a heel. He's
Yeah.
just excellent in this role. But yeah, I feel like I didn't think the patriarchy was going to win like you did last week when we did our predictions. But this segment turned me around. I was like, okay, I can see the vision now. Like
Yeah.
I could see a world where this happens now because if
Hmm.
this segment was probably the one segment that got physical that actually felt like a go home angle
Yeah.
on this show. Like this set up everybody to look. It it set both challenges to look viable, and it made the champions look vulnerable. So it was very much kind of made the result of their match a toss up in my mind. So good on
Yeah.
them for that. I thought that this was executed very well.
Yeah. Then we had our four-way for the number two spot in the women's casino gauntlet, and we said it was going to be Bacon Bane, and
Yeah, I mean it was pretty obvious.
it was
Like
pretty obvious. Yeah, and it was. In my quest to remain positive, I don't really want to talk much about this match.
it was
Um,
there
it was
was there was
rough. It was
it
rough.
was sadly a little rough around the edges. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, it's not like people weren't trying. It just I think I,
they were
they
trying, they
didn't
just weren't clicking.
they didn't
Uh,
have enough time. I feel
yeah, it was
like
quick too. It was
I'm
for a four
wondering
way.
if maybe they got cut for time because Talkie Talk went long or something like that. And so they had to
Maybe.
speed through some of their spots. And it just because it felt very rushed. Um, I mean, what I will say, positive, staying positive, uh, give me Tekla versus Queen Aminata for the next 3 months. I don't freaking
Yeah, they beat
care.
the shit out of each other, man.
They
I'm with that.
like their animosity seems so real, and I don't know what the genesis is of it.
I don't either. I don't either,
And
but it
I
seems
kind of
real.
don't
Yeah.
care.
I don't, yeah, I
I
don't
just
either.
kind of love that they see each other and it's on site and it's
Yeah.
on,
It's like, oh,
and
that
they were
bitch is
gonna
over
tear
there.
each
And they
other's
just,
faces
yeah.
off. Like I
She's like
really
taking out
think,
her earrings on the way to the other bit.
yeah,
Like,
I really, I really think that they kind of fell back asswards into this
yeah.
because Jamie Hayter, who was probably originally Tekla's original, I mean, they introduced her by taking Jamie Hayter out. That was
Mhm.
probably originally her first program, and then they couldn't do that because Hayter was injured, and so this was
Yeah.
kind of okay. Well, we're gonna put you in a random match with Amanada, and then they had this amazing match where they
Yeah.
had showed such chemistry, and Amanada just looked like a hateful woman to Tekla, and Tekla brought it right back and like give me that match in some. I don't care if there are 8 woman tag matches every collision for the next 3 months featuring those two. Don't care. Give it to me. Give it to me now because I really think that if you put those two together, it could elevate both of them.
Yeah.
Like Amanada has been on the cusp of getting to kind of that next level in this division for a
Mhm.
while now, and I think she may have found her way in because this thing with Tekla, I don't know where it came from. I don't know why they have such chemistry. I don't know if the animosity is real or not. I don't care. Give it to me. Give me more. Love it.
Yeah. Um, After the match,
Oh, also, you forgot the finish.
oh,
Megan Bain has a new alternate finish with the running Liger bomb,
oh yeah, the
which
running.
looked
Wow,
fantastic,
it
by the
looked
way.
good. Yeah, I actually
Looked
like it
real
better,
good.
I think, than the other one. That F6 thing. whatever they're calling it.
Fate's Descent, which
Like,
I think is a cool name, but like,
yeah. Um, so
it's always gonna get compared to the one guy who uses it.
yeah,
So it's like, you know,
yeah.
I like that she has options.
So after the match, Renee Paquette's trying to interview Tekla,
And
but
I was excited to finally hear Tekla, and then what
here's
happened?
Amanada. There's that on-site shit again. Just they just start fighting.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like
But
that they cut her off. I'm
yeah,
like,
but
yeah,
then
deny me.
yeah,
Edge me on this. I want to be edged on finally I when Tekla finally says something, I want it to be something that I've waited for a while because it keeps getting delayed and like, okay, now I'm finding that I'm into it. Like
so they start fighting and then they brawl off screen and then Mark Briscoe shows up and corpses Renee. Just
oh, it's so good. I
I
have
lost
never
my
seen
shit
her
at
break
this
like
too.
that before.
I lost my shit at it too. So I don't know. I feel her on this one.
Me
I thought this
too.
was hilarious.
Mark Briscoe is so special. We talked about it last week, but it's true. Like we're in the next year, we're gonna have to do something with him.
Yeah,
Like
we have
if
to
you
do
can
something
make
with him soon.
Renee corpse that bad, based on and she was smiling ear to ear. She didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do, and I was just watching the thing.
Yeah,
Like she was in in the thing there and didn't know what to do, what to say. Like, how do you not love Mark Briscoe?
I don't know
It's
because I love him.
it's
So
impossible. It's
yeah.
impossible.
Um. So then after that we had Samoa Joe versus Yuta.
This match.
Oh my god! Like Yuta just got his ass beat up and down
Oh,
the. Oh my
pillar
god!
to post.
Just
You know,
I feel like it's hazing at this point how they
you,
do this to Yuta.
you know what my favorite part of the match was, right? You know what my favorite part of the
Shoot,
match was, right?
I mean,
Okay, so Yuta's on the top rope, and Samoa Joe goes to do the nope spot, right? But
mhm.
Wheeler Yuta is finally wise to the situation, lands on his feet, and I think he rakes at Samoa Joe's eyes and throws him out of the ring. And then he goes to jump on him on from the inside to the outside, and Joe, not knowing it, does the walkaway spot. As he's checking his eyes, he's like, and then he hears the thud behind him. He looks behind him as he's like, his vision is coming back. He looks, kind of smirks, he shrugs his shoulders and continues beating on him. Oh, I love how they keep finding new ways to do the nope spot.
I love it. I
It's
love
one of my favorite things.
it. So yeah, I mean, he was basically just beating his ass. He reverses a pin attempt into a coquina clutch,
Yeah.
which was really smooth too. That
Oh,
like reverse from the
it's like
like
butter.
like a senton or something. Oh, God, I'm trying to remember what he was doing.
Oh, if it was an O'Connor roll.
Yeah, like an Okada roll, and like he just reversed it into the coquina, like and just like sat him on his ass and
Yeah.
grabbed him up, and that
And
was
he
really
tapped
good.
immediately.
Um, then Gabe Kidd shows up to attack him, and here's the Death Riders, and then here's the rest of the ops, and they're fighting, and I mean, yeah,
And the
that's
rest of the
pretty
ops were in the
standard.
main event anyway, and so were the Death Riders. So that I like when they do that on occasion.
Yeah,
Like I don't want it every episode, but on occasion, I kind of like how they do that thing where, oh, here are these guys who are already supposed to be out here. Let's just do the match now. Like
yeah.
I kind of dig that, honestly. It helps with the pacing and the flow of the show.
Then okay, so then we
It,
get our main event, our 8-way or our 8-man tag for the main event, Death Riders and Young Bucks
and this ruled.
versus the two
This
remaining ops,
ruled.
Hangman and Will. And yeah, it was awesome. Especially once Swerve gets involved because he's outside with like a power shovel, basically
Yeah,
is
it
what
was
it
an
was called.
excavator.
Yeah, an excavator. And
Yeah.
he just destroys their limousine that they used the company credit card to buy. So sorry, Tony, that they destroyed your car.
I
Um, but
like how they set it up last week that they were gonna have this, and then by the next week, I thought it was gonna be a 1 week thing, and then they drove it in this week. And I'm like, oh, well, I guess this is gonna be a thing now. And no, not for too much longer.
I'm so glad this nonsense is over so quickly. Like the limo, there's not gonna like we'll talk about it more, but like I'm so
I
glad this
mean,
nonsense is done with.
I think
Yeah.
I'm of the same opinion that TK is, and that is that vehicle destruction is always fun.
Oh, it was hella fun because not only did he
It's
destroy the
always
vehicle,
fun.
then he like lifted it up and left it
Yeah.
like kickstanded on the excavator. So
You know why I liked it? Because like, a lot of times you'll see like the claw part of it like crunch from the sides. And this was just like straight down, like it was
yeah, he was like
punching it into the
punching
ground
it.
like three
Yeah,
times and then just kind of flipped up so it was at a 45-degree angle. Like,
it
uh,
was so awesome. It was
I
so
mean,
awesome.
uh, say what you want about billionaires, but at least this one uses his money entertainingly
Yeah, yeah.
to entertain us.
Um,
Uh,
so the match
you know what?
itself was pretty good.
Another reason I love this match is that it was the first of like this week. Shibata felt more like a thing. Like he's been kind of like the third guy in the ops, even though Powerhouse Hobbs is actually the replacement guy
Hmm.
for Hook. But Shibata still feels like the third wheel. And then between last week's collision, where he had this amazing match with Gabe Kidd, where he finally, where like I'm not gonna say I'm on the Gabe Kidd train, I'm not, but like I kind of see where people are coming from now.
Hmm.
But I felt like Shibata looked better for it, and then he has a
Yeah,
great exchange with him in this match, and then he has, like he had like for a solid week, just really, really like this is the Shibata of old performance. Like this is the
yeah,
guy. This is like the musketeer right here. Like this is that guy. Um,
fair.
I don't know what it was. Maybe he was excited about working with a student, or because he was going to be on the big show on the main card. I don't know what it was, but somebody lit a fire under that guy's butt, and it was very, very appreciated as a Shibata fan myself.
Yeah,
That and he never tapped out to that bulldog choke. He
no.
just passed out like a true Japanese hero.
um,
Yeah, but they destroyed the thing once they threatened to do the plastic bag bit on them.
yeah,
That it's like we haven't seen that in a long time. I was like, oh no, we're gonna see
yeah,
murder.
yeah. They thought we thought they were gonna murder him, then they destroy the limo, and of course they react. Um, but yeah, it's like so after the match, Cowboys going to buckshot Moxley and casting Yoli caught him in the middle
Yeah,
of the buckshot with that uppercut. That was crazy.
that was amazing.
Um,
God, he's so good with that timing on
yeah.
that.
And
Like,
then
I
the
don't know
young
if there's too many wrestlers out there with the same timing that Claudio has. Like, he's
no,
impeccable.
yeah. And then the Young Bucks go outside to where they, wonder how they're going to ever financially recover from this limo incident. Where they catch a swerve stomp off of the excavator for their trouble. So
Yeah,
that was great. And that's kind of how it ended.
yeah. And there were parts of this too. It was like there were definitely like waiting bits.
Mhm.
It was like, okay, we're waiting for our cue here, and we're stalling and we're stalling, and like it wasn't stalling for long, but it doesn't need to stall for long for it to feel like you're stalling for long
Yeah. Yeah.
in
It gets all
entertainment. Like, I
10
mean, even
seconds
in
is like 3 minutes,
oh
man.
my gosh, yeah, it's an eternity for fast-paced, adrenaline-based stuff like this, especially.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, the timing issues were there, and but like, the weird part about it was like we got the destruction of a vehicle, and it still didn't feel like a go home angle. I don't
No,
know why. And I can't really put my finger on it. We almost saw murder in the middle of the ring via asphyxiation. You
yeah, it
know,
wasn't a go home angle for some
Renee
reason. Yeah.
Paquette wins again. And uh and we saw like and it just still didn't feel right. I think that the culmination of this would be more satisfying, oddly enough, by a completely different tonally kind of segment on Collision. And
Hmm.
we'll get there. Like
Yeah.
that wrapped this one up in a bow, and it was like the complete opposite of this chaos, which was fun, but just didn't feel complete. Um, Ultimately, I think it was a good show, but it just didn't feel like we were there yet, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, pretty good show altogether. I mean, I had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, me too.
But that was just the beginning of our 4 straight days of wrestling, and now we'll get on to Collision because Collision was on Thursday. I think probably taped the same night. We're in the same
No, it
venue.
was a live show.
It was live. Okay,
It
so
was, I
next
think
day at the
there
same
might
venue.
have been packages where you could you know get the same you get a discount if you got both tickets or something. So that's why a lot of people had the same seats. But if you look at it closely, not everybody was in their same seat.
Oh, okay, okay. So yeah, so next night, same venue, same city. I mean, we're all around Texas this week, pretty much for All In week. Um, I don't think anything was more than 10 miles away from the baseball stadium. Garland, for those of you who don't know, Garland, Arlington, Dallas, Fort Worth. You can spit from one to the other pretty easily. They're not very far. I mean, for big cities, they're 2 minutes down the road from one another. So, yeah. Anyway, same venue. Nice opening package. Featuring footage of all the kind of upcoming matches for All In, and then the builds to those. And then I don't remember. I think we just went straight into
Yeah.
that trios match, right?
Yep.
Which, yeah, we got Kyle Fletcher and RPG Vice, which still don't like it.
Yeah.
Versus the
I
Paragon.
get it now that we saw their opening that one time and they spelled
Yeah,
it out on the Tron, but I still prefer Roppongi.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but they're taking on the Paragon, and yeah, um,
Yeah, clearly this was to build towards the TNT title match that never happened because of things we'll touch on in a second. But yeah, I mean, I was actually kind of surprised to see the Paragon take this one. I thought that they would try to build Fletcher up by letting him get the pin here. But no, like this is great. Like it was nice and back and forth and very chaotic. Um, as normal, Fletcher's bumping and selling for everybody. Rocky's playing sneaky little snidely whiplash like the whole time. God, he's so good. I love
yeah,
Rocky. Um, and of course, freaking uh Roddy, like he has he uses that motor that he has to the fullest extent. Like his comebacks or his hot tags are just electric. Everything is just so fast. Boom, boom, boom. Hits it every time. Like he's up there with Claudio as one of the best hot tags, I think, when they're
oh
babyface,
yeah, for sure.
honestly. Like Claudio, when he's a babyface, has just an incredible hot tag.
Yeah,
Like he's so good. Uh Roddy is right up there though. Um But yeah, Rocky was in this match, so you knew he was taking the pin.
Mhm.
That was the only thing that made me think that Paragon would win is because Rocky's in this match. I thought Fletcher might have the chance to go over, but no, Rocky's in this match, so he's taking the pin. Uh, but yeah, I thought it was a great match. Honestly, I mean, for Roddy and um Kyle didn't really have anything to do at this point on the show, so it was nice to see them get something in. It was really really nice to see. Okay, well they're gonna do even if they're not on the All In card, at least they're gonna get a little bit of a shine here, and it's worth calling them into Texas for.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
Give those boys a payday.
no, I'm told, or I understand that this is something happened in this match, and that may have led to
Yeah.
Adam Cole. I don't thinking back on it, I can't tell you what it was though. Uh,
I found out. Apparently it was on like the simplest thing. Like Fletcher gave Cole a clothesline,
mhm.
and it wasn't the clothesline itself. It was Cole just I think he may have tried to do an inside out bump, but couldn't quite get it. Landed weird on his head. So
Yeah,
I'm thinking that maybe the thing that we were alluding to, but we were going to talk about later, uh, Adam Cole would have to relinquish the TNT title, um, and they would do a replacement match at the show. I To me, all the signs point towards concussion.
yeah,
So, um, yeah, that sucks. Like he has such bad luck. Like I love Adam Cole, but he is ever since coming to AEW, he's just been like cursed with just bad injury luck. It just really sucks. Especially since literally everybody that you talk to tells you that he's like literally the nicest guy on earth. Wouldn't harm a fly, doesn't talk crap about anybody. Uh, like he's just like the best dude, and this kind of stuff keeps happening to him, and that kind of sucks.
mhm. After the match, we had Death Riders promo.
Oh, you're gonna skip over it though?
Wait,
You're
what?
gonna skip over it? The return of Taz's
That was after
his
the Death Riders thing,
analysis.
wasn't it?
Was that after? I thought it
Yeah, I
was
think it was after
before.
the Death Riders thing.
Oh, well,
I have
I
it
just
on
don't
here.
want to skip it because I love that they
No,
brought it
I
back.
have it on here for sure.
Okay. I forgot that.
But yeah, so we
Okay.
had the Death Riders promo, which was, I mean, basic Death Riders promo, copy and paste from last, the basic full group Death Riders promo. I mean,
But add Gabe Kid.
but yeah, add Gabe Kidd, who Shibata-san,
Yeah.
tell me about the pointed heart. Like I
Yeah.
mean, he sounds like
Do
the
it.
guy from
Chav
Mad
doing
Max,
Chav things.
Yeah, Chav doing Chav stuff. Yeah, basically. Then we had Technique with Taz,
Yeah.
which
Loved it. I
I always love Technique with Taz.
what was it? It was so good. It was so good. Just the pop-up graphics. Tap out Jones. Like, just
Right.
all of his Tazisms on there. I thought
Right.
it was great. And when he talks about judo and jiu-jitsu technique, like it just gives an air of like legitimacy to things like this, you know? Like, oh, he knows what he's talking about. He's using the terms. Like he's talking about muscles and using the Japanese name for these holds. Oh, okay. He must know what he's talking about. And he does. So it works. So I just want to make sure that we covered that because I enjoyed that really.
Yeah. Yeah. Then we had I guess they're calling themselves Skyflight and not SCU. But Scorpio Sky and Top Flight and Layla Gray and Christopher Daniels, who is their manager, apparently.
So we have Skyflight and Jet Speed.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Skyflight, they're basically Scorpio Sky's back. This is our team. This is what we're doing. No gold is safe. Um, seems like this is the first promo video vignette for every faction that Tony Khan plans on pushing. They come in, they're like, "Hey, we're here. No gold is safe." Um, I mean, it's effective. It's a typical, very, very typical first group promo, though.
This was the difference here, though, is that usually that kind of stuff is done in the ring. You remember
Yeah.
the firm and
Yeah.
how, like, everybody, oh, I'm going to chase this title. Oh, I'm going to chase this.
They gave these guys like a promo video and like some production value. So
Yeah, I
maybe they'll
liked
get pushed a
that.
little harder.
Yeah. I mean, I'm hoping Top Flight's definitely put in the time. They shouldn't be jobbing to everybody like they do.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that this is a good way to elevate them and the both tag divisions because it, we could, especially the trios division, could use a shot in the arm. You know,
Right.
so
Um, see, then we had Mystico versus Beast Mortos, and
yeah.
everything you expected this match to be, it was that and then some.
Yeah.
Fuck, I
I was really surprised by how much Mystico dominated the beginning of the match.
yeah,
Like it was a good like 4 minutes of nothing but Mystico.
yeah. That freaking lung blower he took though. Oh man,
Yeah.
that thing looked like that legitimately might have killed him a little bit. Um,
But
it
yeah,
was pretty good. Yeah.
I mean Mortos is Mortos and Mystico is Mystico. I'm gonna go online on record and say that I honestly I think it, I think I have to be somebody who was there for his run in person in order to kind of get Mystico
Yeah.
because he's at the end of his career
No, yeah, he's getting
and
there
there are
for sure.
guys in this company who do way more impressive stuff than he does. And I
He
also
was
have
pretty close to the
had
end of his
the
career
yeah,
in
I
WWE.
have also unfortunately had the luxury of seeing his WWE run, which was spotty. And I
Stupid.
think that's probably the
Uh,
best, most complimentary term I could use.
yeah.
Um,
Um,
I it's one of the I'm guessing it's one of those cultural things that you just kind of have to be there to understand. I understand that he's a big deal. I don't really understand why. Um, but I mean, he's a
five
big
years
star.
before he showed up in WWE would have been the ideal time for him to be in the AEW.
Yeah,
You would understand then for sure.
probably.
But now,
I'm absolutely open minded about that. Like I don't want to come off as somebody who is adverse to having my mind changed
mhm.
on somebody's work body of work. Uh,
I mean,
I would just need to see it.
yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the thing though. It's been like 10 years since he was Sin Cara, and it was 5 years before that when he was like really in his prime.
Yeah,
And where you would have understood because then at that time he was doing shit that
yeah.
people
He's in
do
his
now.
40s now,
Yeah, now he's in
you
his
know.
40s. It's like, I mean, some of these guys can still go, like him and Blue Panther both
Oh, for
are getting
sure.
up there.
But
But
like
they can still go.
those rings are so hard. Like I didn't realize that those lucha rings are like
Oh yeah, they're
huge,
super hard.
but
They
there's
have
no
no
give to
give.
them
They're like boxing
whatsoever.
rings.
Like,
They have no give.
geez
Yeah.
Louise, I I respect them because it makes for tough athletes doing that all the time, tough performers. But that's gotta be hell on your knees
Oh, it's hell on
and your
everything.
hips and your
Everything.
lumbar. Like it just it's gotta be just the fact that some of these luchadors are still going in their 60s is just mind-boggling given what they put themselves through. No wonder they
Yeah,
do so many arm drags. No wonder they do so many roll throughs. It's because they don't want to take bumps on that stupid mat. I can't
exactly.
like I may not like, be the biggest fan of like a million different arm drags in a match, but I kind of understand why they do it now. And I respect that. I
Yeah.
respect the heck out of that. That's just self-preservation at that point.
Yeah. So then we're gonna go on like a run of vignettes and promos.
Mm,
Because they don't have
yep.
another match for a hot minute. And first we have Mystico wins, and then we've got MJF who appears on the screen and gives this promo about how he wants all of Mystico's masks and he's gonna take them all. And yeah, I think they probably are building towards a mask versus hair match.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, being that Mystico is getting towards the end of his career, um, I'm not entirely sure he's not going to lose his mask to MJF, which would be a hell of a rub for MJF, but why? Um,
I don't. I think that they'll have Mystical win in the end because why would you? You've got to think that the blow off match, the hair versus mask match, the Lucha de Puesta, would be in CMLL where it would mean the most culturally. Why
yeah, but
would you
MJF like has
have the Rudo go over and take his mask when he's not sticking around in that promotion? That makes
see,
no sense.
yeah, it didn't make sense to me either. Like,
Doesn't make sense.
yeah, but like also MJF spent all that money on hair implants and now he's gonna get his head shaved. Like, that's crazy.
Well, I
Uh,
mean, he spent all that money getting a tattoo too, so
yeah, that's true.
and then apparently lasered off. I'm not sure if that's kayfabe or what, but like it wouldn't
I'm
surprise me
not. I
either
wouldn't
way.
surprise. I wouldn't be surprised if he never got that tattoo in the first place. Actually,
I mean, it's always covered by a boot. You never see it anyway.
yeah. Um. So then after that, we got a really emotional Mark Briscoe promo where he talks about how, um, yeah, like he can deal with him talking about his brother, but he really wasn't like prepared for that. But then, like, it's not, you know, like he's like, I'm gonna go and look, he's like, no matter what happens, I have to look my family in the eye afterwards. So I'm gonna whoop your ass, basically. Like I've got to whoop your ass.
Yeah. Turns out
Fair enough.
serious Mark Briscoe is just as intriguing as super funny
As
off
Renee
the
Killer Mark
handle
Briscoe.
Mark Briscoe. Yeah, like
Yeah.
turns out the guy is uh just captures your
He's
imagination,
just really good
kind
at
of
this.
regardless of what he's doing.
Yeah,
Turns
he's
out
really
Mark
good at this
Briscoe's a
shit.
really good pro wrestler. Turns
Who'd have
out.
thought,
Who'd have thought?
right? Um,
And then the
I'm gonna
big
let
one.
you take it for this one.
Then the big one.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw this. And so Renee is trying to get an interview with Hangman and in the hallway. And Hangman's like, due respect, I have stuff to say, but you're not the one who needs to hear it. And Renee's like, whatever. But like when you realize, I don't think even she could, even in character, even she, if she knew what was about to happen, would have, said, oh, well, you know, this isn't such a big deal. She would have let it happen.
Yeah.
Uh, but he goes to Swerve Strickland's locker room and he has a chain wrapped around his hand, right?
Hmm.
And Osprey's there, and he's like, he gets in between the two of them, but he's like, no, this is fine. We're gonna talk like men. Take a walk. Tells Prince Nana to take a walk too. And they just sit there and they have a conversation. Uh, Swerve wants Paige, that Paige wants his help on Saturday, but Paige is like, no, that's not why I'm here. Uh, I want to do what I should have done 2 years ago. That's when he takes a seat. And he said, he reiterates that he had nothing to do with what the Bucks did. And it was it was great because Swerve was like, yeah, I know that, which kind of catches Hangman off guard just a little bit. But he also, very much in Swerve fashion, says, so big deal. um, and that's when Paige gets that little extra bit of spice onto the story where he says, my son, and this is stretching the truth because this son was an infant. I doubt he has any recollection whatsoever.
Yeah.
But um, for the sake of the story, we'll bend the truth a little bit. But he
Hmm.
says that my son, even after we moved, still has nightmares and wakes up screaming in the middle of the night thinking you're in his bedroom, and you see that affects Swerve. It's like, oh, I didn't really think about that. Like, it's like this is a child. Even which goes to show that even in like the most subtle of facial expressions, Swerve is very, very good at broadcasting his emotions via body language. Like
Hmm.
just excellent work there and the reactions. And um, you know, Paige goes on to say that uh, you know, you deserved it, what I did to you in response. And, you know, that being said, I do regret it. But what I need to know is, do you regret it? What you did? And Swerve says, like, if you had talked to me, a year ago about this, I would have looked, before, right after I won the world title, I would have looked you square in the eye and said, hell no, I don't regret it. But after all the crap that's happened to me in the last year, as a result of the dominoes that fell because of what I did, yeah, I regret it. Sure. The house that I bought that you burned down, I was going to, raise my kids in, God willing, their, their kids would live in that house too, and I could pass that down and they could have the same life in the same house that I did. But, maybe it's time to let go of the past after all, and it was just so powerful. And then the last thing is Hangman. He brought the chain into the dressing room, but he forgets to take it back with him. So the final shot is Swerve picking up the chain and just kind of contemplating it. It's like, and it's at that moment, it's like, oh, it's happening. It's happening. He's gonna help. He's gonna get involved. Like it built up the anticipation so much for me personally for the main event because whatever was, I mean, it wouldn't have fit in the Dynamite segment, the closing segment, but it's what it needed. It was that final element of Swerve is going to help, and you're looking forward to it. The bait is there, and it's on the hook, and we're gonna bite that hook, and it's gonna be fantastic. And yeah, like it was so unique. I don't think I've ever seen a wrestling segment like this before. Normally you would just have
Yeah.
them, blow it off again, blow off with a match of some kind. But it's just two men basically agreeing to stay out of each other's way. Swerve even, uh, when Paige said, I'm bringing my family to the show, before to the arena before the show, they're not going to be at the show. Swerve's like, I'll still steer clear of them, like because he knows they've changed. They've both changed. They've both grown. They're both versions of the same people. They're not out of character anymore, but their characters have grown. And that's so difficult, seemingly, to pull off in pro wrestling because you need so much time to do it because you don't have the whole hour for these characters. You don't
Yeah.
have the whole 2 hours. You have a couple of minutes here and there in a backstage segment or an interview, plus whatever happens to be peppered throughout their matches to move the story along. You don't have the kind of time that a soap opera would or any other serialized TV show would of work fiction. So a lot of people I think probably get impatient with those moments
Hmm.
and they blow them off or they ignore them or whatever. I'm so glad that nearly 2 years of storyline has been put like a neat little bow on it in one brilliant talking segment where they just aired out their grievances and agreed to just steer clear of each other and not get in each other's way. It was so refreshing to see that on a wrestling program. This was positive masculinity.
Yeah. Yeah. I really enjoyed it.
Like you talk about moments and stuff like that. This is going to
Yeah.
be one of those moments that AEW has that people are going to be talking about for years. This is
Uh,
going to go down in legend.
yeah. I mean, I was watching this. I was like, Adam's gonna lose his mind.
I did. I
While
was
they're talking
weeping.
about.
like a child. I was so impressed.
Then, of course, John Moxley responds with the me response. What is this crybaby shit? And apparently, Marina Shafir really likes the word pussy because she said it like
Mm.
4 times on this episode.
Which is funny coming
Um,
from a person who got their head knocked clean off their shoulders the week before by the guy they're calling
yeah, like you called
that.
him a pussy, but
Like
he definitely
he knocked
walloped
you
you. Yeah,
straight out.
you got the wombo combo last week, and he's a pussy.
Yeah.
Okay, you're
Like
like
okay, okay, well,
he
all right.
used you as a
No,
framing device to prove he
no.
had the wherewithal to do this match. Like,
I loved that he came out and cut this promo too. I
yeah,
I loved it because it was like projection. It's like he couldn't
mhm,
believe it. It's like he knows he's screwed. So he's coming out here and he's like projecting his insecurities on the audience. It's like, because he's afraid of his own emotions. And he's afraid to show anything but cold, hard, calculated anger and rage and
yeah,
resentment. He does he's afraid of the softer feelings. So of course he's gonna rage against this because he knows those by his whole his whole impetus or what's the word? I can't think of it. The way that he goes about doing things is he tries to instill fear and he tries to rob people of their goodness and of their kindness because he knows it's stronger than he is.
yeah,
It, the love and the camaraderie that and the goodwill that holds AEW together is the antithesis of what he feels is good because he feels like he can't feel those things.
yeah,
Like he wants to eradicate it because he's scared of those feelings. So, of course, this is going to instantly, instantly challenge him and instantly make him feel vulnerable. So, of course, he's going to go out there and try to invalidate that. And it's perfect too because those are the things that have drawn people to these characters. And so by calling them out for their behavior, as weak, he's calling by proxy the audience who enjoys this, who relates to it, who empathizes with it, calling them weak, and that's building the heat, brother.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
it was these back to back were such a good bit of business. 100%. This was honestly, we had some great wrestling over the course of these two shows. This was the best part. Was
Yeah.
these two back to back.
So then we had some wrestling in the middle of our promo conga line, which continues after the wrestling. But we had a nice 8-man tag between FTR and the Patriarchy versus the Outrunners and Jet Speed, which was really, I mean, just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
This was a lot of fun. I mean, both of these are like, comedically serious teams on
Yeah.
the heel side. Like they're so serious that when they fail at things, it's funny. And then the other two teams are like, I mean,
We're here to have fun,
Speedball,
guys.
Mike Beatty, yeah, everybody should have a great time. The Outrunners, especially, like the Jet Speed's here to have a great time. The Outrunners are here to have a great time with cocaine.
Yeah, they want their hookers and blow.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, well, they are from the '80s, so of
Yeah.
course they
The
do.
youngest men alive.
Yeah. But yeah,
Perpetually 18 and 1 second old.
I thought it was a really great match. I wouldn't have called Speedball getting Dax on the pin though. Out of all these people, like,
Yeah, that was interesting.
yeah, just looking at like the 4 people on the heel side, like that's not who I would have called taking the pin in this. It would have been Nick Wayne, but I guess
Well,
they're trying to keep him looking good for everything that's going
they
on with
wanted
him.
both challengers to look good, so neither one of them could take a pin. And
Yeah.
when it comes to FDR, if somebody's taking a pin, it's going to be Dax. So,
Subsequently, the match that Nick Wayne had the following evening, I believe, with Teton, I think is who
yeah,
he faced, was the best Nick Wayne match I've ever seen. It was
he's
so
good,
good.
man. Like that's high
It
praise
was
because
very good.
I think very highly of Nick Wayne, so I might have to search that out as well.
Yes, I'm telling you, man, you might as well just go watch that ROH show because it was
Yeah,
good. It was good, man. So then back to promo conga line. which I'm going to let you cover this, Adam, because I'm going to say, in the interest of like staying positive, that the only thing I can say about this next segment is that I hated it. Um, so, and I hate
uh
that Kyle O'Reilly is doing the thing. I hate that he's making it
oh
worse.
I you know
I'm being a
what?
grumpy old man about that. I am being Statler and Waldorf about this one. You can be cool about it if you want. I'm not.
I will
I
be
can't.
cool about it. He doesn't show up often, so it's fine. He's on the 0 hour. It's fine. He's having fun with his kid and his kid's friend. I happen to have a soft spot for that as a dad. Like Big Boom AJ, you may think he's, obnoxious, but like dude's tough. He had a broken ankle and nobody knew about it for that match with QT. And they had a very serviceable match. Like it for somebody who hadn't been in the business for like 20 years or whatever, I thought that and who had a bad leg, I thought that match was serviceable. I thought that was really good, actually, for all things considered. Him being on the zero, it's as long as he's not on the main card, I don't care. I don't watch 0 hour
Okay. Well,
unless something spectacular happens on
now
0 hour.
I did watch the 0 hour, and I will tell you what. Okay, for all that it said, two things I noticed in this match on 0 hour. Since we're not going to be covering it, um, Big Justice is the same height as Rocky Romero.
I mean,
He's like
he's a
13.
teenager. He's a teenager.
He's like 13 years old, and he
Yeah.
is the same height as a 45-year-old tenured professional wrestler.
Yeah.
um,
I mean, 5'9", I mean, that's still average
Second,
for a normal person, normal
I
male.
did have
Okay.
the biggest pop that I've ever had for a Big Boom AJ match in this match on the pre-show because Trent Beretta pie faced the kid and knocked him down.
I saw that.
And
I
I
saw that
thought that was
online, and
so great that
I'm
I
like,
was like,
oh
ha.
no, tell me you didn't.
He
Oh
did, he did. And
no.
it took his dad like forever to hulk up and come after him too, which I thought was hilarious. I was like, oh, he must not be that important.
Oh,
Huh?
see,
It's
that's
only your
another thing.
son getting
Like,
beat up by a grown man over there. No big fucking deal, right? Like,
yeah.
because I mean, it really did take him like a long. If you go back and watch it took him like a long time to finally get over to Trent and do something about it. Like,
Oh,
it was so
I
funny though.
God love him. God love you, Big Boom AJ. I won't turn you away. I don't want you on the main card. But this kind of 0 hour stuff where it's you know, inconsequential at worst, like it's fine. I'm okay
Yep.
with it. And it got Rocky a payday. So
Right. Right.
but yeah, he comes out and he calls out the Don Callis family. He's there with his son, he's there with the Rizzler. The Rizzler.
The kid they need to stop giving the Costco cookies to. Hey, like, fuck, guys,
uh
come on now.
I mean, with any luck, when he actually hits puberty, because I think that there's a pretty big age gap between those two kids. Once he gets, he'll even out. He'll even out. Most teenagers do, to a degree. Um, but he called out the Don Callis family. When I heard that they were doing this, I thought it was just going to be because he only challenged a match, so I assumed it would be like 1-on-1 versus Rocky because Rocky will take the pin from anybody, and no, he doesn't lose anything from it because people expect him to lose anyway. So uh, I thought that was where they were going with it. Instead, it wound up being uh, him versus him and the conglomeration versus the Don Callis family, including Kyle O'Reilly, who's doing goofy
Dude.
Kyle things. And my Blue Sky friend Shy, they brought it up. It's, I mean, maybe it's looking too far into it, but I like looking at it this way. It's like I like that Kyle can be both part of the Paragon and the conglomeration, but like it seems like he definitely wants to be goofy Kyle and hang out with his weirdo buddies more than he wants to hang out with Roddy and Cole. Like
Um,
I love goofball Kyle. I think he's hilarious.
go back to having Roddy shouting people's names in the
Love it.
Paragon in the name of Adam Cole, and
Oh,
then
we would
just
get
have
that in
him
the
join the
gauntlet match though.
conglomeration.
we would get that in the gauntlet match though.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
I
we'll talk
love that
about
moment. We'll
that.
get to that in a sec. But like,
But
oh, it was great.
first of
I
all,
and
the
Big Tom
best
was
part of
there.
this promo was Kyle O'Reilly, and they're like, well, they're going to be doing like New York Film School studies on this. Like they're gonna be like, when we say chewing the scenery, this is what
Oh
we
my gosh. Yeah.
mean.
The
Like,
scenery might as well have been made of cotton candy for how
yeah,
much
dude.
Kyle was chewing on it. Like
Oh my god, it was terrible.
made of bubble
Um,
gum. Like the dude is just like I want to hang out with him because it seems like he would be so much fun. Like just
right.
as a hang. Uh and the best part about it is he can do all of that all he wants. Because when he gets in the ring, he's a killer. And
Right.
like nobody can take that away from him. Like so he can do whatever he wants. And I think that there's like a freedom to that that I really enjoy and respect in his performances. It's like,
Yeah.
huh, I know who I am. This is part of me, but this is part of me too. And this point of my elbow is gonna wind up in your face. So like, oh, your leg is going to be snapped in twain when I put an ankle lock on it. Like I don't care. I'm Kyle O'Reilly. I do what I want.
All
So
right. So then we had FTR
mhm.
who have plans for All In Texas, which I guess they had. Um,
Ah.
they're still griping about the Outrunners. I'm pretty sure they were on the pre-show with the Outrunners.
Yes,
Um,
they were not on the main show, so
and since we're not covering that, FTR won that match too. So I don't know what they're
yeah.
doing here. Like that's two in a row.
Well, I mean, they were on the main card in a different capacity later on.
Yeah.
So I think they wanted to blow that off and then set something else up.
Yeah.
So that's
Then we
fine.
had Shibata versus Gabe Kidd, which
Yeah, I
was
got this
pretty
mixed
good.
around. I thought this was last week, but this was this week.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, they kicked the crap out of each other.
Dude, didn't they?
This
Man.
was a New Japan match.
Yeah.
This was a
Sure
New
was.
Japan match. They
Yeah.
just beat the crap out of each other. Oh, I loved it. And I mean, I could go into it, but we have all in to get to, so I'm gonna rush through this. Basically, the end comes, after lots of no selling back and forth. Yuta gets up on the apron, distracts the ref. Kid gets the low blow, pile driver, 1, 2, 3, and that was,
Pretty much it.
that I'm. It sounds like I'm underselling it, but go check this match out because this is like the Shibata of old.
Yeah.
That if you're not a fan of Shibata, this match will show you why I am.
Mhm.
So, uh, and then right after that, as Kid leaves, Chris Statlander's music hits, and she's walking down to the ring to do commentary for the main event, which is an 8-woman tag team match. Uh, and the look on her face when she sits down, only to immediately be greeted by Willow Nightingale's music hitting, and she just like does one of these. She like, like her head just whips around with her eyes bugged, like, that girl,
Like her
hate her.
again? God, I can't get
Like,
away from her. Yeah.
yeah, it's like, girl, you knew who was in this match. Why are you getting so mad?
Right.
But yeah, I'm they didn't do anything to like uh, they didn't do anything with her and the Death Riders in this situation. I'm like, and considering how the pay-per-view ended, I'm like, did they just completely drop that, or what's going on? Because the way that we booked the Gauntlet match, I felt put a neat little bow on that,
Yeah.
and they should have done something similar to that
To put a neat little
because
bow on it.
because
Yeah.
this Moxie telling her, that nobody can tell you, who you are and what you want to be and blah, blah, blah. I thought that was intriguing. I'm like, oh, okay. All right. This is something for Chris to do. And this is the way to get, Willow back in because, Willow would probably see her rebuke of Statlander wanting forgiveness and wanting to be friends again as leading her straight into the arms of the Death Riders. And She's like, "Oh no, I didn't mean that," but like it wasn't touched at all, like at all. Like she gave maybe a sideways glance to Gabe Kidd as she was walking, but Shafir wasn't even there.
Yeah.
Like so, like I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah. The match itself was controlled chaos until it wasn't
It was
controlled.
better than the previous
Um,
one.
yeah,
It was better than the previous
it
one.
was. But yeah, it was just. I mean, it
Yeah, it was
not
Willow
a lot of
Nightingale, Thunder
time.
Rosa,
First of
Mina
all,
Shirakawa, and Queen Aminata versus Athena, Megan Bayne, Julia Hart, and Tekla.
yeah, and I mean, it seems like everybody got their shit in, and then it devolved into a brawl. Came back long enough to get a 3 count, and then devolved back into a brawl. Like that was
That
pretty
was
much the
kind of the
entirety of the
pattern.
match. Yeah.
That was kind of the pattern. Yeah.
um, but fun nonetheless.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially
Like,
when they, we get a Willow. I think it was Julia Hart that she got the babe with the power bomb on,
yeah, I think so.
and so Willow picks up the win for her team. But Billy Starks comes in after that. It's like Billy Starks, Ty Mello, Anna Jay, Statlander coming in to face down with Megan Bayne before they both get jumped by various people on both different sides. Like this
Yeah.
is like one of those old school like WCW esque brawl
Yeah, this
outs.
was a Nitro
Like
finish.
yeah, it was a Nitro finish for sure.
It was a Nitro
Uh,
finish, but with women.
yeah,
That
but with
was,
women, and this is how
yeah,
Nitro would have finished, like or how Thunder would have finished, like right before a
yeah.
big pay per view, before like
Ultimately,
Halloween Havoc or something.
there are worse ways to push a division.
Yeah.
There are worse ways to push the women's division, I feel. I mean, you've got most of your major stars who are going to be in that match, in this match.
Hmm.
You have a big brawl at the end, with a few people who weren't even in this match
Yeah.
thrown in there as well. Um, yeah, I thought, I mean, uh, it wouldn't have been the match I would have chose to go home on, but as far as the match itself, I thought it was good. I thought it was
Mhm.
better than the four-way from Dynamite. And I feel like it was I liked that Aminata got a win. Like she
Yeah.
wasn't involved in the pinfall, but like she picked up a win. Not a lot of those going around for her, so that was kind of cool for her. I thought on her behalf. Uh,
Yeah.
the problem is that there are so many women I like that I want to see pushed in this division, and only so many people can get pushed. Like Julia Hart's taking all these losses now after coming back after this injury, and I was like, oh man, I like you, and I like you, and I like you, and I want all of you to succeed, but like matches have to have winners and losers, and
Yeah.
that creates a tier system in the division, and like you can move up and down, but like in order to have that sustained push, not everybody can do it. There's just not enough push to go around. It's just impossible. So anytime
Yeah.
these big matches happen with lots of women, I feel stoked because I know the matches will be good, and I feel sad when inevitably somebody I like winds up on the losing team.
Mhm. Right.
So just doing the numbers.
Yeah.
But yeah, this I feel like this felt a little bit more like a go home show. Not like I mean it still was like but like they should have ended with the segment with Hanger and
Yeah,
uh
it should have ended with that, I think.
or alternatively ended with that segment but followed by the same Moxley segment, and then have that introduce Shibata versus Gabe Kidd. Gabe Kidd will show you what it's all about, blah, and then they go into that match because that was the best match on this card.
Yeah. Yeah, for
So
sure.
maybe that's the way they should have done it in my, but
Hmm.
I'm not gonna turn down, a ladies main event. They work so hard and they get scraps sometimes. I'm not gonna take away a main event from them if I can avoid it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that was Collision, and Collision was good, but oh
All
boy.
right.
It's time to get
Main
into
event
All In.
time.
But yeah, so that's time for All In. Um, the main event of the
Yeah, it
week
is.
of the last few months.
Yeah,
Like, oh my god, here we are.
I know. I had to watch this. I had to avoid spoilers because I was at a wedding this weekend. So, and I didn't realize that it was like I knew it had an early start time
Mhm.
and I was gonna miss it. I didn't realize until you texted me that the match the show was still going on at like 8 o'clock, and I'm like, what is going on? So I had to get home and watch like half of the show and then get up early tomorrow before I pick my kids up from my parents and watch the other half of the show and like somehow avoid spoilers. It
Yeah,
was
that was difficult.
hard. It was hard avoiding
Yeah, you like
spoilers.
basically can't be on the internet.
Yeah, pretty
Um,
much.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, nice video package to kick off the beginning.
Mhm.
Really cool. And
Still using Machine Head.
yeah, still using Machine Head, which good on
Taking me
Tony
back to high
Khan.
school where
Yeah,
every garage band played a version of that song.
yeah. And I'm pretty sure it was the theme of like two or three in your house pay-per-views. So good on Tony Khan for giving us, what we expect.
Give me
Uh
what we want.
and we're gonna kick it off. We kick it off with the Ops versus the Death Riders, which I thought kind of made sense because let's get
Yeah.
those heel wins out of the way early, but then that's not how things turned out, and that was pretty much how the night went for me. Um, so yeah, this was
This is fun.
really physical and hard hitting. Like that's
Yeah.
really all I can.
Oh, poor Wheeler.
Oh
I
man,
mean, screw Wheeler, but poor Wheeler.
he was getting the shit kicked out of him, man. Oh
That is his role. Like by the time the Death Riders are done and he finally turns back face whenever it is down the road, he will be made in terms of toughness and
mhm.
being, seen as legitimate because this kid takes such a kicking in every match he's in.
Oh,
And he
every
just
match.
keeps on coming, man. He just keeps on coming. Like he looks like Bruce Banner, but like his toughness is Hulk sized, man.
Oh
He
yeah.
really is. But
I mean, he basically just got his ass kicked for like the entire match.
yeah, almost, yeah.
And
And
then
every now and then Claudio would come in and be like, "Oh, you're so useless, you Yuta," and then he would clear house and try and clear the way for Gabe Kidd or Yuta again. And then Yuta would take over, and then he would get his ass handed to him again.
when they do the turn face, Yuta is absolutely going to choke Claudio out with like a plastic
Oh,
bag.
100%. 100%.
It's definitely going to be Claudio that gets the wrath of that.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. That's
I am
cool.
too.
I like
I
it.
am
It'll
too.
be satisfying.
Yeah. Um. Basically, what you would expect from a match between these two groups. Joe hits the muscle buster on Yuta for the win. So Yuta again,
Yep.
taking the pin, which of course he is. Um. And then afterwards, they attack the ops with chairs and Pillmanize Samoa Joe's neck. I'm assuming to keep him out of later.
Yes. That's how I read it as well. I was like, okay, this is an angle to set up for later because if they have all the comebacks on, if you all the help that the Hangman needs to face the ops would over or to help against the Death Riders would overwhelm the Death Riders if they came all at once. So you have
Mhm.
to do it in waves, and you have to take some of them out because some are going to be surprises. Like I figured at least Darby was going to show up.
Yeah.
So it's like if you've got that and you've got maybe one or two other people who previously got beat down, or maybe if Eddie Kingston is back, and he's healthy and he can get involved in this, then you're going to need to make room for them. Otherwise, it's not the sense of danger isn't going to be there because Death Riders would be outnumbered. So you needed to get rid of Samoa Joe and really all of the ops because as soon as Joe went to the hospital, the other two you would assume went with him to the hospital.
Yeah.
They didn't say as much, but I think the implication is clear enough that they would have gone with their teammate to the hospital, even if they didn't get as brutal a shit kicking as Joe did.
Yeah.
Um, that being said, minor nitpick, I don't buy at all that Samoa Joe's neck was broken because that dude has a tree trunk for a neck. So
Right.
like
Like,
you should have
he's so
chosen the
thick
foot
that
or something.
the chair was not even on his neck, to be
Nope,
fair, because
nope.
he is a thick individual.
Yep. Like
Um,
they should
yeah,
have picked a different body part.
they
Hand would have been
pulmonized
good.
his upper back. Um,
Honestly, tibia,
yeah,
or radius or ulna, tibia or fibula, your best bets.
yeah, something not what they did
Yeah.
because it
That
didn't look
being
like it hurt
said,
him at all.
I wasn't bothered at all because like I didn't want the trios belts to go back to the Death Riders because then you have, you knew that Moxley was going to lose, right? So
Hmm.
why would they get back their trios belt? That just means more Death Rider stuff instead of the last act of the Death Rider stuff. They need to be
Yeah,
completely titleless. So I liked the way that they handled this, where the baby faces won, but were then compromised afterwards.
yeah.
I liked that aspect of it.
Um,
So next is the Casino Gauntlet for the men,
oh yeah,
and this was wild.
oh yeah, dude, this thing was crazy. Um,
We're gonna
I
do our
think I posted
best
around the
to
time that
yeah.
Ibushi showed up. I was like, stop! I can only get so erect. Um, I was just like, God damn, dude, like
Yeah,
it was stacked front to back on this one, man.
yeah, lots of upper mid Carters. But the way that they kept coming, it was like, okay. The longer it went, the more I figured I knew who was gonna win,
Mm.
and I was right. Um, but Mark Briscoe's number one, MJF is number two. And they did the smart thing by having Briscoe, do what he said he was going to do and try to, just kick the crap out of him. And MJF, being smart, knowing that Briscoe just gave him his game plan, just tried to take advantage of him and try to roll him up at every opportunity.
Yeah,
Like smart ring psychology there. And they let him go for a little bit longer than I thought that they would, honestly, without the third entrant.
yeah.
Um, and it was Ricochet. Oh,
Oh,
Ricochet.
Ricochet.
I really hate that I have to hate you. Uh, like you're not a
Yeah.
good person, clearly, if you're, agreeing with Andrew Tate. Like there are levels, and anybody who likes Andrew Tate and is hanging out with Chase and Rance on purpose, like I don't trust you and your judgments. I just
Nope.
don't.
Oh
But
no.
when it comes to professional wrestling, in the context of a performance, he is so good at this. He is so good at this. So much better at the character aspect than I ever would have thought he was because he never got a chance to really show it. And he was just being a dirtbag like this entire time, teaming up with MJ, with MJF only to poke him in the eye like 20 seconds later. Like,
Yeah.
what a dirtbag. Oh,
Then we had Bandito coming in, followed up by Takeshita, and they had been opponents the night before.
so they
So
immediately went at it,
yeah, they
which
just
was good.
immediately went back to each other. After that, we had Mystico, who went directly after MJF, and Mystico and Mark Briscoe both got La Mystica on MJF at the same time, which was a pretty
Yeah,
awesome little spot.
I loved that spot. That spot was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Takeshita saved the match for him, and then Josh Alexander comes in.
Yeah, I didn't
Um,
expect to see him in this. I was glad to see him though.
yeah, and then Anthony Bowens, Roddy Strong, Brody King, uh,
Oh, and yeah,
a
yeah,
returning Juice Robinson without a beard.
Yeah, I
which is
don't
kind
like
of
the clean
weird.
shaven look. He looks
It
weird.
yeah, it's kind of like when Elias
He
shaved
looks
his
weird when
beard.
he doesn't look weird,
Yeah.
you know?
Um, then we had Kota Ibushi, Beast Mortos, who Roderick Strong was like Mortos and got
Mortos.
headbutted. So I guess
Yeah,
Beast Mortos is not having any more of Roddy Strong's mess.
too bad. Too
And
bad.
then Max Caster, uh,
Oh, wait, first of all, Mortos headbutted everybody
everybody
and
got headbutted.
destroyed everybody for a good portion of this. I was glad to just see him in it. I was ecstatic to see him get some shine.
Yeah,
Like, I was like, okay, this is great.
right.
I have expected Roosh to be in this, but he never showed up.
Yeah,
Like,
he didn't show up. See, I think Max Caster came out, and then I'm pretty sure Mark got the J Driller on Max Caster. Was it Max Caster?
it was Roddy.
Oh, it was Roddy. Okay, so he
It
got
was
the J Driller on
Roddy.
Roddy, and then MJF pushed him out of the way and got the pin,
Yeah.
or did something to him. I think it was just basically
Yeah,
just
he
out of
threw
the
him
ring.
to the ring and stole the pin off the J Driller. Yeah.
Yeah,
So he's got the contract. It's still in a metal case like it was last year.
yeah,
Still unclear as to whether or not it's a scheduled title shot or if it's like a Money in the Bank situation like the previous one.
yeah.
So I kind of
Um,
hope it's a scheduled title shot if we're being honest.
yeah,
Um, but I mean, if anybody can make the Money in the Bank gimmick work in an AEW context, I suppose you should give it to MJF.
yeah,
You know, like I mean, it kind of worked for Cage. They kept thinking of different ways to keep him from cashing it in, and they did it on a week to week basis. It was actually kind of impressive for how long they ran with that. Um, but eventually they just like, okay, well, when are we gonna have him cash in? And then they
yeah,
did it, and then it didn't work, and like, eh. So
yeah.
hopefully MJF, if it's a cash in anytime deal, will make it work a little bit better.
Mhm. The Guns did show up during this match to help beef
Yeah,
out, so
for
that
the
was
first
cool.
time in 7 months.
Yeah,
They
because
showed
they
up
faced the Hurt
twice in
Syndicate.
January and then disappeared after they lost the third syndicate.
Yeah.
Like, what? I
Um,
mean, if they're back, I'm wondering if maybe Jay White is okay to come back soon too.
I hope so. That'd be cool.
Um, get the whole Bang Bang gang back together
Hmm.
for the first time in a long time
Yeah,
since October. So, um, I mean, here's hoping they all had fun with each other.
yeah.
So,
After that, we had our Adam Cole segment, which I guess he's
made me
gonna,
sad.
man, yeah, it's very sad. I guess retirement is on the table. Um, it sucks. This shit just made me sad. And
Yeah.
it took a while for the match afterwards to pick me up again.
And the
And not
crowd
to
was
their fault.
pretty deflated too.
Yeah.
Like this was a replacement match that was announced what just a couple hours before the show, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
Like, I was like what? It's not
I didn't
cleared.
hear
What
about it
is
until
going
like
on?
almost the time, almost showtime because they said it. I had missed it on the pre-show, and they said it, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh,
I managed to right before I left for the wedding I went to, I took one last look at Blue Sky because I knew the show hadn't happened yet. There were no spoilers. It was fine. And then I saw that notification, and I'm like, "What? Adam Cole isn't cleared. I didn't. What happened?" And then I
yeah,
had to wait the rest of the night to find out.
right,
um, but yeah, I mean the replacement made sense. Danny Garcia and Kyle Fletcher obviously made sense. Fletcher had the shot anyway. Danny Garcia was the last TNT champion, and he, lost to Fletcher the prior week in the match to give Fletcher the shot. And then
hmm,
you have two Texas boys, one who's a former three-time TNT champion, who, let's remember, several weeks ago when he won that random like $400,000 match or whatever, looked at Adam Cole while he was on commentary and did the belt motion So it's like, oh well, maybe they're doing something with him. And then his tag team partner, the legend Dustin Rhodes, who hadn't won a title in his entire 6 years in AEW, despite being a mainstay at the promotion.
Yeah.
So like, as far as replacements were concerned, at least everything made sense from a storyline
Yeah.
perspective.
This is again where the booking took a turn because I totally expected Kyle Fletcher to still go ahead and win this match.
Yeah,
And
me too.
Dustin
Straight up.
Rhodes won, which
I started thinking, wait a minute, they may be going the other way. As soon as they started really, really pushing on commentary, how Fletcher's the odds-on favorite to win. Yeah, I think so too. I had like seeds of doubt, but I'm like, nah, they're not gonna. I mean, the plan is Fletcher, right? They're just gonna put it
that's
on
what I
Fletcher,
thought.
right?
Yeah, I thought the plan was Fletcher. And then apparently not. Uh,
And it took everyone by surprise. Everybody in it when Sammy got rolled up. It wasn't even with a finish or anything. He got rolled up by Dustin. So the 3 count was unexpected there. And then like there's like this moment of silence in the arena, like,
like what
what?
just happened?
And
Yeah.
then it clicks, and then everybody's overjoyed because how do you not love Dustin Rhodes, especially in
Mm,
Texas? To see him get this moment, like, so cool. It was really, really cool to see how much it meant to him too. Like it was, I'm really happy for him. I've been a big advocate for Dustin for a while now, and one last run as something. I mean, that's not going to do him any harm, and he's such a loyal AEW guy. Like give him something,
he's a triple champion now.
Yeah, weird, huh?
Yeah. Like hey, he hadn't had anything in 6 years, and then last year now he's a triple champion. Like he just wins titles and keeps them.
Yep.
Like no big
I
deal.
give, yeah, give the Von Erichs and Sammy some credit too. They play their part,
Fair, fair enough,
I
fair
guess.
enough. So yeah, so after that surprising thing, we had the Bucks versus Strickland and Osprey. Um, the
This
Young
was
Bucks,
great.
of course. First of all, weird that everybody had like this big entrance, and Swerves was the most downplayed one out of
Yeah.
everybody. Like he just had a singer. Osprey is apparently wrapped in the loving arms of Ubisoft and is fully on the Assassin's Creed train. And then the Young Bucks apparently get their own land boat. And
It was so over the top. I loved it.
oh god, he
It
was
was
they
so
even had
dumb.
Justin Roberts reading off parchment.
It
Like that
was
shit was.
it was so
And
dumb, and I
Swerve's like,
loved it.
you see Swerve, he sees the parchment, he's like, these motherfucker. I swear to God, like,
Meanwhile, Swerve came out to JoJo Offerman singing Shaka Khan.
yeah.
Like, I popped huge for Shaka Khan. Not gonna lie, I thought that was brilliant because that was his theme on the Indies. So like, I mean, it's a whole vibe. It's a whole different vibe than the one he's got now. But like,
Yeah.
it was a vibe, and like he would come out to that, and he'd be smooth, and he would be, I mean, and so I love that throwback for him, and I love that they gave it to JoJo too. Like, I mean, give that family has really experienced a lot of tragedy. You
Yeah.
know, giving JoJo this kind of spotlight, when they didn't have to, they could have asked anybody who sang to do
Yeah.
it. They probably had somebody on payroll already who could have done it. But
Yeah.
I mean, company that big, somebody's got to be able to sing. But reaching out to JoJo and giving that to her, that was super cool. They didn't need to
Yeah.
do that because you know Bray Wyatt had nothing to do with AEW at all, but he meant a lot to wrestling and to wrestling fans.
Mhm.
So it was really cool of TK or whoever put it together to reach out to her to give her the spot. I thought that was really classy.
Yeah.
And she did a great job.
Yeah. Um, this was again a wild ass fucking Young Bucks match. It was definitely a Young Bucks style match with all the craziness you can expect.
But the
Um,
honestly, the best part about it was the beginning and the end for completely different reasons.
yeah,
Like the beginning was psychology based, and they really put it over on commentary too. How it was like, Swerve and Osprey may be friends, and they're both excellent singles wrestlers, but that doesn't mean you're going to be able to beat an excellent tag team if you tag together. And
especially if they're
the
brothers.
especially if they're brothers. So the first like 5 minutes of this match was all them getting completely stymied by the tag team specialism of the Young Bucks.
Hmm.
And the Young Bucks just like, you dum dums, like you thought you could
Yeah,
step to us. And then, eventually they did, but like I loved that beginning. I thought it
that
was excellent.
all those combo finishers that Swerve and Osprey did were fucking amazing, dude. Like
Incredible stuff. So
especially like
creative,
that
those two.
the hidden blade uh
Oh,
house
house call.
call
Yeah.
combo.
Oh, it
Oh
looked like they killed him.
yeah, it looked like
It
they
looked
fucking
like they
killed him,
killed
man.
him. Poor Matt
Yeah.
looked like his head got caved in.
Oh, poor Matt, dude. Like,
Yeah.
but
But
yeah,
like then
like
the other best part of this match for me was there was a spot where uh again to put over the miscommunication of not tagging with each other all the time and to tease maybe dissension down the line, just to up the stakes in the match. They had, I think it was Nick duck
Nick
a
Duck.
hidden blade
Yeah,
and
and
he
Swerve
hit
caught it.
Swerve and he sold it like he got hit in the face with an elephant.
Yeah.
Like like he was down. And so the Bucks are like, "Oh, this is our moment." They catch Osprey, EVP trigger. Hardly anybody kicks out of that.
He
Osprey
kicked
kicks
out.
out.
Yeah,
TK driver. Nobody kicks out of that.
he kicks
Osprey
out.
kicks out. Like just the storytelling of it, just the story was, oh snap, I screwed up. I hit Swerve and he's not going to be able to help. I need to hang on until he can wake up.
Yeah.
That's all I need to do because I still trust that he knows that it was an accident and he will come to my aid as long as I can hang on. Anybody who says Osprey doesn't know storytelling or ring psychology can shove it straight up their rectum because they do not know what they're talking about. He is an excellent storyteller. I
Yeah. This was
defy you,
this was
defy you to tell me, come with me with that BS.
no
Garbage.
after
It's
this.
hot
No.
garbage.
Hell no. Hell no. There are levels to this shit. And AEW in this show gave me that pinnacle level that
This
you
was
can only
Tetris.
get from like
Unlimited levels.
that you can only get from like the best wrestling. Like just the best. Like you have the best shit you've ever seen, like just the best feeling that's ever been created. Like this is what this show did. Um but and there's even more. Like
Yeah, we're not
this
even
was
halfway
this was
through
just
this
like
thing.
the mid-show main event or something. Like
Yeah,
this is just
this
yeah.
most of these matches on this card could have been main evented any Dynamite or any other pay-per-view.
Yeah. My
Conceivably, really.
my
Like
only
maybe
complaint,
6 of the 9.
my only complaint up to this point is
Mhm.
that we got this far with a women's match.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. But there were only 2 to begin with,
Yeah.
which is it is mitigated by how many women were going to be in one of them.
Yeah.
And the other one had the only other women's champion tied up in it, not
Hmm.
defending her belt, but searching for another one.
Yeah.
So, like, it's not an ideal situation, but ultimately, like, I saw people on Blue Sky complaining about it afterwards. I guess the men's gauntlet had 16 people come out, and the women only had 14, and plus some extras. We'll get to that in a second.
I don't think
But
that's that big of a deal, to be honest.
I mean, and it was shorter by like 8 minutes and blah blah blah. And I'm
No,
like,
that's a bigger deal, but still not
part
as bad.
part of me, I don't know how to feel about it. Like, I want, first of all, I feel like we booked it better. We
Yeah.
booked the women's gauntlet better.
Yeah, we
because
did.
for several reasons, but not the least of which because we utilized the entire 21 deck. We used the whole deck,
Yeah.
all 21 entrants. I don't think anybody would have complained about the way we did it
Hmm.
in terms of representation. We did an entire division and a couple of surprises.
Yeah.
Like this was like half that almost. Yeah, it was a 2/3 of that.
2/3. Yeah.
But it's like I I know they want more and I know they deserve more. But there is also a part of me that's like I think it's more uh conditioning than anything else. It's like, well, are you going to complain about everything?
Hmm.
And I know that that's a bad thing to say and a bad take. I understand that. But it is probably the patriarchal conditioning instinct that's still creeping in the back of my head that I'm fighting against, be more woke against, you know?
Hmm.
Like there is a part of me that's like throwing my hands up in the air. It's like this is probably the most women that have ever been on a women's on an AEW pay-per-view and it's not enough.
Yeah.
Like okay, well we'll try again next time. Like
Yeah.
can we have a casino gauntlet all the time or a women's all women pay-per-view? Because I think that's the only way you're getting this many women on the next pay-per-view.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, but yeah, I mean, speaking of that casino gauntlet match, the women's casino gauntlet match is next.
Yeah.
This is what's next. So of course it starts with Statlander and Bane. Um, I'll just say
Strong
this
girls
match
doing
was the
strong girl
most
stuff.
this was the most peril that I've seen Megan Bane in the entire time she's been in AEW.
Yeah. Between her individual interactions with Chris Statlander, who matches her strength for strength,
Mm-hmm.
and also and to a slightly lesser degree, Willow.
Yeah.
And also just the sheer numbers that are playing against her. Yeah, she looked like she was in trouble a couple in danger of getting pinned a couple of times.
Yeah. Um, so then we got Willow as number three.
And the fans just go wild because they're like,
Yeah.
I don't think I didn't anticipate Willow and Statlander getting in it that early
I
in the
didn't either.
match. I thought they
I
would
didn't
have
either.
strung that one along a little bit,
Yeah.
but
Um,
they kind of go immediately at it.
yeah. Yeah, they just go to whooping each other's ass. And then we got Time Mellow as number four. And she goes directly after Megan Bain because apparently she has a grudge with Megan Bain that she's holding.
Oh, also, okay, let's put it out here now because we didn't. I should have mentioned it from the off, but Megan Bain had Penelope Ford at ringside.
Yes.
Penelope Ford was not an official entrant.
No.
This would be a theme.
Yes. Ty
I
brought
don't
Anna
know.
with her.
Well, my question is, there were like so many extras in this as part of this match. Why didn't you just make them all participants? Why
I
didn't you
don't
just
know.
put them in the match?
I don't know. They should have.
Why do
They
you have
should
them
have.
hanging around? Like that part didn't make any sense to me. Like
Yeah.
you have Penelope
Um.
getting involved and then having Anna Jay uh, and who chase
Also
her off?
had Anna Jay and Harley Cameron showing back up for the
Yeah,
first time
Harley
in a while. Well, since she got
Cameron.
her nose broken by Megan Bain, holy fuck.
Yeah,
Um,
she had a
since she
one of
got her
those.
face splayed open by those two, for fuck's sake, it was terrible.
Yeah,
Um, that was
but
during
it
our
was so
break. That was like right at the beginning
that
of
was
June,
right
wasn't it?
before our break
Or right
because
before our break?
remember
Yeah. Oh,
it
yeah, because we
was
talked about how tough Harley Cameron is. She
and
got
how good as she
fucked up.
was at this thing because nobody knew she was injured. And then they did on Wednesday, the following Wednesday, they did an injury spot to write her out a storyline where
Yeah.
we thought that's where it happened because that's how convincing it was.
Right.
That's how like she's brilliant. She's
Yeah.
like really good at this wrestling thing,
Yeah.
like so many other things. Harley Cameron is so good. I'm glad to see her back in her silly cat mask.
So after they chase Ford off, then we get in order Tekla, then Julia Hart with Sky Blue, then Queen Aminata, who goes immediately after Tekla,
Yeah,
and they
on
continue
site,
their on-site rivalry.
on site.
Then Mina Shirakawa shows up. She beats up Sky Blue for a little bit, but Sky Blue's not in the match. So after she pins her and thinks she won, the ref has to explain to Mina Shirakawa that no, in fact, she didn't win because this lady, like a bunch of the other ladies, is not actually in this match.
Yeah,
Um, so then after Mina Shirakawa, we had Athena, who was my
yep,
predicted winner.
mine too.
Thunder Rosa, who immediately went after Athena, continuing their match from the night before, where Athena had beaten her
Yep.
or at Supercard of Honor. Uh, Syuri debuted, which is
Yeah, I think it's
crazy.
pronounced Shuri.
Shuri, I forget how it's
Yeah,
pronounced.
I think that's how they were pronounced.
And then Mrs. Osprey, Alex Windsor, also makes
I
her debut.
I
And
had never
they
seen Shuri
immediately
before.
go after each other because apparently they don't like each other and they're both big strikers and they beat the shit out of each other for
They
like
had
7 minutes.
excellent chemistry. I'd never
Yes.
seen either one of. Well, I'm probably sure I've seen Alex Windsor and her like enhancement matches in AEW before, but I don't remember her. I've never seen Shuri before. And they had excellent chemistry though. Like
It's
I
funny
thought
because he
they
didn't
did
just
great.
sign two new people, he signed a new feud.
Yeah,
He signed an entire he just brought in a new program from a whole
yeah,
other place.
so funny. I
Um
did not expect Alex Windsor to debut here.
I
I
didn't
thought that
either.
they were building it for like the Dynamite after,
Yeah,
because like if this is their WrestleMania, they need to have a Raw after WrestleMania, right?
yeah.
That's where you do the debuts. That's what That's what I thought that they were gearing for. I didn't think that they would debut her here. Uh, I can't say I'm super, against it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I thought she was good.
So yeah, really good match. Everybody came through, everybody got their shit in. It was really good. The dueling over the ropes submissions by Julia Hart and Tekla.
Yeah, Julia Hart and
Uh
Tekla. I think they may be like gearing them up as a faction,
Maybe.
like with Tekla
She kind
and
of fits
Sky
the
Blue and
vibe.
Julia Hart. Like
Yeah.
I pitched it a few weeks ago. Somebody when they had that ending segment on Collision where they all kind of like all the ladies who were in the match, they were all kind of like paired off or tripled off or whatever, and it
Yeah.
was those three, and I was like, I'm pitching like, oh, you could call them the Daughters of Darkness, and
Mhm.
you could probably license Hailstorm's song of the same name.
Yeah.
Uh, Hailstorm, Lizzie Hale has done stuff for WWE before. She's probably a wrestling fan. She probably would do
Yeah.
it, and like it would
Athena,
make sense. So,
yeah, it would. It would. Athena got like one of the biggest pops of the night on her
oh,
entrance. It was huge. And then she
you know what I was
goes,
surprised by? I was surprised by how much Megan Bain and Chris Statlander actually worked together in this match.
yeah,
They worked together a lot in this match.
yeah, a
Like,
couple
and it
years.
wasn't like one of those things where they cleared the ring just so that they could have it for themselves. It was like they were just after a certain point they were just working together. It was weird. Like I don't know if that's setting something up. I like Marina Shafir never showed up in this match.
Yeah,
I thought she would do something to kind of push Statlander in a certain direction storyline wise, but she never showed.
yeah,
So
yeah. Not
um,
sure why she didn't show up, but then, but yeah. So Athena basically picks up the win in this one. She's got the title shot. Not sure.
yeah, she hit the O face while me after Mina had downed Thunder Rosa, I think with a spinning back fist,
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think.
But yeah, not sure when that title shot's going to be, but I guess she's the number one contender now for the AEW Women's World Title. Um,
Yeah,
I
about
assume.
time.
Yeah, yeah, about fucking time.
Yeah.
Then we had the Hurt Syndicate versus Jet Speed versus Patriarchy for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. Um,
This match was better than it had any right to be,
yeah, it was. It was
honestly.
pretty good. First of all, Hurt Syndicate having the very first successful rap to the ring in a stadium show
Yeah.
because, and pro tip for everybody who raps in a stadium from now on at a wrestling show like this, in ear monitors.
Yes. wear an earpiece.
wearing an earpiece so that you could hear the music, not in the stadium, but in your ear directly as it's being fed into the stadium so that your vocals can go with it and also be fed into the stadium. It sounds a lot better. It's really that simple. And
Yeah,
for
how
some
many
reason,
years?
it has been like 40 fucking years that they've been having these live performances and fucking them up.
Yeah. How many, I
No
mean,
more
how
than
long did it take R-Truth to actually adjust to the difference to do his rap successfully
his
to the
reps were
music?
never good at WrestleMania in the
No,
stadiums. They were always
no.
good at Raw and shit, but never in like
Like
stadium.
even in the even in the smaller arenas when they would do Raw and SmackDown and stuff, when he and the Miz were paired together and the Miz would, you know, because they did it together as the Awesome Truth during their original Awesome Truth run.
Yeah.
You remember the Miz tried to like kind of get in on it, and it was always off.
Yeah.
So even in the smaller venues, the difference in the audio is clearly present because
Miz
it's
also
always
has
off.
timing. So
Yeah.
there's that too.
Well,
Yeah. So I mean,
but yeah, that was a cool entrance.
great
Cool
match
entrance.
though. This is Jet Speed really picking it up. I thought Christian and Nick Wayne were gonna snake a win here, to be honest.
I
Based on the go home show, I definitely thought that's what was gonna happen.
yeah, based on that alone, I thought that was. I thought Hurt Syndicate looked like absolute monsters
Oh
throughout
yeah.
this entire match.
Oh god,
They
they were
looked like
killing everybody.
killers. Uh, but yeah, I mean the match was good. There was a lot of a lot of chaos, really.
Yeah, it was just
Some cool
chaos.
spots. Like it was great. It was great. Uh, I don't think anybody I don't think anybody comes out looking worse for it.
No, not at all.
I don't think Jet Speed like really lost anything here. Like
Mm,
really, if you think about it,
no,
they didn't even take the pin.
no.
No, Christian Cage, if everybody took the pin here. Um, yeah, it was weird. I did not see that coming. But the, the real leading into that was FTR was on commentary because they made a good point on a little video they had earlier saying basically, well, you know what? As in a straight tag team match situation, we're undefeated all year, and nobody is asking us that nobody's even broached the idea of FTR versus the Hurt Syndicate for the world tag
Yeah,
title, which is true.
that is true.
Eh, absolutely true. So they were there to stake their claim. They had a little bit of gripes with the patriarchy, but they didn't get into it with patriarchy. They got into it with the Hurt Syndicate.
Hmm.
Bobby Lashley uh, got physical with them at ringside. FTR jumped up on the ring apron to try and get involved. The referee held them back, caused a distraction that allowed Hurt Syndicate to actually pick up the win, making them look like powerful and smart wrestlers for that
Yeah,
matter.
yeah.
Like if you're powerful, it's one thing. If you're smart, it's another thing. If you're both, ooh, you are dangerous.
Hmm. But the real story is after the match,
Yes, this was an
uh,
angle match.
where um, FTR faces off with the patriarchy, but then Nick Wayne turned on Christian, hit him with the kill switch,
And it
and then
was
him and Kip
quick.
Sabian are beat him up while Mother Wayne's laughing. I mean, it was
She's
like just
cackling.
yeah.
Like,
FTR kind of come into the ring, so it looks like they're kind of part of this now. And
well, they
then
came into the ring earlier to kind of have it out with them too, because they still had their problems with patriarchy. But then Nick Wayne did that, and they looked genuinely surprised. It didn't look like they knew that this was the plan from the outset. Like Mother Wayne and Kip Sabian clearly did. Uh,
yeah,
uh, but they were certainly all about it once it happened, and they
yeah,
were definitely encouraging violence.
yeah. So they give him a couple of chairs, and they're going for the concerto, and then Edge's music hits. I'm not going to call him
You
just
think you know
because
him?
Yeah. So here comes Edge. He's got Spike. He decides to go and talk to the crowd first before running down to save his friend from getting his head bashed. But
Just
apparently
reminds me of Jeff Hardy.
his mere presence a whole football field away is enough to keep them from swinging a chair that was prepped to be swung, apparently. So he saves
Wrestlers are
Christian.
so dumb.
Everybody powders because Spike, and they saw what happened to John Moxley's back. I mean, wouldn't you?
They had prognostications.
If he ever has to actually use that thing again, whoever it gets used on deserves it. Because you saw what happened. All
Yep.
right.
Yep.
So then he picks up Christian and says, "Go find yourself." So I'm assuming we're probably going to get Edge and Christian versus Patriarchy at first, and then maybe FTR later.
Yeah.
Well, whatever they're going to call the Patriarchy now that it's just Nick Wayne and Kip Sabian and Mother Wayne and FTR, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. They'll
Weird
come
faction.
they'll come up with something.
I'm sure they will.
But I mean, dude, if I'm Nick Wayne, I'm in heaven right now. Like I get to be mentored by Christian Cage. I get to work with Adam Copeland. I'm probably going to be working with FTR, the best tag team on earth.
Yeah.
Like that's as far as a 20-year-old wrestler, that's a charmed life right
The
there.
hell of an apprenticeship program.
Hell yeah, that dude, they are grooming him for greatness, and he's going to achieve it,
Yeah.
barring injuries or anything like that. I have a lot of faith in that kid. He is a natural.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see where this goes.
Next up, we start our triple main event with Tony Storm versus Mercedes Moné.
Entrances were amazing.
Yes, they were.
Wow. True big fight feel. Both of them, felt like big stars. Like this was it was incredible. Like just the entrances alone had chill. I loved the Mercedes's entrance where all of the cheerleaders had a different one of her title belts on.
Yeah.
I thought that was excellent. I thought that was so smart, so
Yeah.
good. And she comes out and she always has great gear, but like like she was on another level with this one. And then Tony comes out, she has another one of her movies. I love her
Mm-hmm.
movies.
Oh, yeah,
And
they're
then she
great.
like God. And Mercedes has a robe on that has the names of every single person that she's beaten in AEW on as she's walking down the ramp.
That shit was wild. I was like, damn. Like,
That I've never seen a wedding dress with a train that big. Let me tell
no,
you.
not at all. We immediately get to it basically. Man, I don't even know how to describe this thing.
This match was incredible.
It was just incredible. It
Like
really
I
was.
don't know if it was the greatest women's match of all time, like they were trying to pitch it as they said a couple of times that they were going to try to have.
Mhm.
I feel like even putting the word women's match on there is a little condescending, a little bit. Just go out and try to have the best match that you can. Don't put
Mhm.
the don't attach it to it. Just say that we're gonna have the best match. If you want to bring your gender into it, the best match for the women's world championship ever. We'll say that because then it's
Maybe
implied
on any
without
other
being
show, this would have
condescending.
been the match of the night.
Yeah,
On any other show.
yeah, I agree, 100%. This was damn near perfect,
Mhm.
and like, I mean, they went out of their way too to make it very clear that just because Mercedes Moné lost this match, that she was still being protected. She took three three Storm Zeros back to back to back and still managed to like limp her arm out for a 2 count.
Mhm.
Unreal. At that point, I was like, well, what the heck? What's it gonna take? You know what it took? A Storm Zero off the top rope.
Off the top
That's
rope.
what it took.
Yeah.
Holy cow. And everything was great. It was back and forth. Everybody just I don't know, like just go watch it. Like it
Yeah.
was it was about as perfect a match as I can think of. Like it was better than the Hollywood ending.
Yeah, it was
Somehow.
very good. It was
It
very
was
good.
somehow better than the Hollywood ending. And I that is high praise for me. I very much hold that. Like, I mean, yes, there's the added part because it was, the ending to one of the greatest storylines I've ever witnessed unfold. But like still, even in a vacuum, this was somehow still better than that. Oh, like, I mean, and Tony was doing her stuff. Like she was doing her silly stuff all throughout the beginning of the match. Because at one point she's just like on the mat and she's like kicking her foot in the air and she's like this pantomime makeup on. Like it was just it's like this is my favorite wrestler right now. This is my absolute favorite wrestler right now. It's timeless Tony Storm. And it's like, who can top this? I was
Don't know.
so happy when she won because I
Go.
was really afraid that they were going to go the other way with it.
Yeah, yeah. I thought they were at a couple of different points too, and I was just like, oh man. And then when she won, I was like, oh, that's just, oh man, this is
That
perfect.
weight was
Like it was
lifted off,
perfect.
right?
Yeah, it was perfect. It was everything I wanted it to be. Yeah, it was perfect. It was so good.
I'm probably gonna. I mean, I won't do it tonight because it's quarter after 12 as of the time of this recording, and I have to work it in the morning. But I'm probably gonna go watch that again tomorrow.
Yeah.
I mean, give me all the feel goods.
The second of our three main events, we have Kenny Omega versus Kazuchika Okada. I didn't expect this to be as good as um the other matches.
Yeah,
It wasn't,
it wasn't.
but it was fucking close.
I mean,
It
they're
was
both
real
older.
fucking close. Like, I mean, it was
Yeah,
as close as it can get for the age and time difference since those
and
matches
the diverticulitis.
and the diverticulitis. Like, yeah, it was as good as you could get for these guys. I don't know if Kenny's really hurt or what's going on or why he lost because I really expected Kenny to win. That's the only
Yeah, I
complaint I
wanted
have
Kenny to
about this
win.
match is that I really needed Kenny Omega to win this.
Yeah, like I get why there was. I mean, I don't know why, but if the reasoning had nothing to do with Kenny needing time off for whatever reason, if he was still hurt or whatever, if it's for storyline reasons, the only thing I can think of is that now the official record between them, they both sit at 2 wins, 2 losses, and one time limit draw between the two. And so
Mhm.
they're building towards the ultimate tiebreaker match.
Yeah.
I would hope at Forbidden Door. That seems
I bet
honestly,
we'll
that's
find out Wednesday.
yeah, I bet we will. Uh as for me, like this was the match that I was okay with Okada having such a long Continental title reign because I knew was heading into this match, and for him to win it kind of took the wind out of my sails because uh, this continues. Like
Yeah.
I I don't dislike Okada. I like Okada, but like I want to see him do something else that doesn't necessarily revolve around the belt. You
Yeah.
know, it was just like
Um, Kenny kicks out of the Rainmaker was the big thing I
yeah,
took away from this match.
yep,
And the fans either did not understand how big of a deal that was or just didn't seem to notice because it was very quiet compared to
yeah.
what I thought that was going to happen
They may
when
have been
somebody
blown up.
finally.
They
Granted, I mean,
tried,
yeah, we are like by the time of this match, we are at 4.5 to 5 hours of a 6 hour show. Yeah, so very,
and they just seen
they might have been tired.
Monet
Yeah,
versus Storm too.
yeah,
Like
so they could have been very tired. But yeah, the pop I expected when somebody finally kicked out of the Rainmaker, and then when Kenny's the one who did it,
yeah,
because I mean, I'm pretty sure we called that like a few months ago. Like somebody's going to kick out of the Rainmaker. It's going to be Kenny. He's going to do it all
yeah,
in.
yeah.
Like
That's why
we,
they're establishing it that nobody kicks out of it is so that
yeah,
when he does, it's a big deal.
and that happened, and it seemed like, I mean, people cared, but not. It didn't seem like
Yeah,
as many people understood the gravity of that.
and to their credit, I think that they anticipated the that the crowd would be kind of blown up because the beginning of this match was very slow, very methodical. And I think that they wanted to they worked it in such a way that it would give the audience time to kind of catch their breath and get and eventually work them back into it. Both of those guys are very, very good at doing that. They have a very good track record of doing that. So
Yeah.
it would not surprise me if that was the plan. Um, I'm wondering if the problem is just that the Rainmaker isn't really all that impressive.
I mean, maybe because
Like in this company, it's a ripcord lariat when
yeah,
Kenny Omega puts a guy on his shoulders and then drives his head down into the mat right off of his shoulders. You
yeah,
know, like you have guys doing sky twister presses and you know, you know, jump, hitting, the hangman flips over the
Ripcord
top rope
lariat
to
versus
deliver
the
a lariat.
buckshot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
like
what do you think is more impressive? The buckshot,
buckshot for
clearly.
sure. Yeah,
Like so like I think maybe that's part of it, but I mean you can't fault AEW for at least trying to protect the Rainmaker for this moment, even if it didn't go off
yeah,
as well as they wanted it to.
yeah.
So
But speaking of buckshot lariats, that's a really great segue into our main event. Main event:
oh,
John
yeah,
Moxley
baby.
versus Hangman Adam Page.
Oh,
Which
it
let's
started
say
out.
that this match started with me crying because the Whistler lady got done and the
Yeah.
music hit and he came out
And
of the
it's
face tunnel and I just started like
uh,
that.
and it
Just
wasn't
the
just that.
music
It wasn't just that.
made me cry.
It was that the camera initially was fixed on the heel tunnel
Was
and then
fixed
like
on the heel
quickly
tunnel, so they had
zoomed
to
over
move. Yeah,
to the babyface tunnel. That I think made that moment
yeah.
personally. It was a great technical decision.
But yeah, that music, just that music hitting, and
Oh,
I'm
speaking of
immediately tearing
the
up.
technical aspect of it, this whole pay-per-view was shot unlike any other wrestling pay-per-view I've ever seen. It was
I
shot
think
like
they
a
missed an
documentary.
angle like one time, which was like the best ratio for
Yeah.
AEW ever.
Well, not only that, just the look and the feel of it. It wasn't their normal cameras. It was like these were like document. I don't know anything about filmmaking, but these were like documentarian cameras.
Mm,
Like like it granted this whole new feeling of like importance and gravity to the whole thing. It felt like you were witnessing a historical event unfolding before your eyes. And I forgot to mention that at the beginning of the show, of our analysis here, our rundown. But like, I loved it, and I feel like they should do that for every pay per view now on
yeah. Oh,
because
they definitely should.
it's one of the few things that like WWE always kind of had the one up on the production aspect of things. Like it had, you know, 40, 50, 60 years to perfect, you know, the way that things look. And they're still improving with like drones and stuff like this. Like you could,
Yeah.
the pageantry aspect of the how it's the presentation of it is what they really excel at. And this is a way that looked different than that but still looked on the same level as that while still being different enough. It looked big time. It really did. And like I'm sure that was a Tony Khan decision. I don't know. Like I said, I know jack about cameras and stuff like that. The art of filmmaking and cinematography. I know very, 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 very little. But this looked amazing, and I would be remiss if I neglected to mention that before this show is over because I really, really dug it. Like
Well,
it seemed like we were witnessing history unfold before our very eyes, and we were. So it
yeah.
was appropriate.
So, big interest aside, we get the match started. We are maybe a minute and 30 in before Hangman has Mox in a Hell's Gate position. for a triangle and immediately starts stabbing him with a fork in the forehead. And blood is, folks, you want to know what it looks like when somebody gets hard weighed with a fork? There it is,
Yep.
plain as day.
Yep.
There was no trickery involved here. You watch a man get stabbed in the forehead with a fork like 17 times in a row, and he begins to spurt blood.
And to make very certain that you knew that this was hard way, they definitely closed right in on it as it
Oh
was
yeah, oh
happening.
yeah, right in on it.
No blade there, just a fork.
Yeah. So that's set the stage for pretty much the entire match.
Yep.
No one was safe.
Nope. That
People
pace
that
was
weren't in
set
this match
early
weren't
and
safe.
didn't let up.
People that weren't in this company currently were not safe. No one was safe. So let's see if we can dissect some of this because we're not going to be able to get all of it. It was just there
There's
was
so
just so much
much.
chaos.
There
The
was
cameras didn't even get all of it, and they didn't bother to give us like a split screen or a four-way or anything. It was just a lot of chaos. Um, so um, stabs him with the fork.
barbed
Um,
wire,
barbed wire,
barbed
broken
wire on chairs,
glass.
tables
Um,
with barbed wire on them.
tables with barbed wire on them. Um, each other, Marina Shafir was thrown a few times, I believe.
She was put it through a table
Yeah, she
and
definitely
left
was
to
put through a
die.
table.
And
And
you
yeah,
thought that that was the end of her, but it wasn't.
no, no. Um, Death Riders show up, of course, to try to give Moxley his unfair advantage. Um,
Mhm.
Osprey is the first one to show up to try to help Paige, and he gets Pillmanized just like Samoa
Samoa Joe.
Joe. They like
Yeah.
put Osprey's head in the chair and Pillmanized it in the middle of this match.
Yeah. In the middle of the
Okay.
match, there's a stretcher going on the outside of the ring
Yeah.
to grab Osprey and take him out, take him to the back. Like it was
Um,
kind of nuts.
so then we're back to Hangman by himself, and then as they're going back after Hangman, Darby appears from the top of Mount Everest on the
And if
big screens
yeah,
to tell John with a goatee looking like Bizarro Darby
yeah, he was barely
that
recognizable.
I am coming back to take everything from you, John Moxley. Um and then the video cuts, and instead of Darby appearing immediately, a random guy in a hoodie and a Blue Panther mask appears, and it is obvious immediately that this is Bryan Danielson because he gets in the corner and he Busaiku knees Yuta and doing the yes chants. And I'm sorry, but I still 100% believe the thing that I reposted on Blue Sky, where it's like, hey, we're going to stop asking him to use the yes chants. And he says you can get fucked.
Yep.
WWE, if you're asking that man to stop using the yes chance, remember that he got that shit over despite you.
Yeah.
And so fuck you.
Honestly, he
Um,
wasn't even the and he stole that from Diego Sanchez in the first place.
yeah.
So come on.
So anyway, he got in Busaiku knee. He gets rid of Kid and Castagnoli also before he kind of fades
And
into
then
the dark.
Darby comes from the freaking ceiling.
The very ceiling. Like he comes through the screen and everything, like
Yeah.
from the
Through the
very
top of the
tippy top.
dome. Like
A place that, as someone who's jumped out of an airplane, I would not allow them to string me from. Fuck that. Um, but he comes down.
Darby's built
Um,
different, man.
Obviously has some problems getting the rope off for just a second. It's not very long, but he does long
Oh,
enough
but
that they have to
how
stall a little bit.
great is Moxley's face when he shows up though?
Oh, dude,
He,
Moxley looks like
all
he's
the
seen a
color drains
fucking
from his
ghost. Like,
face.
didn't
Yeah.
I throw you down the stairs? Like,
He is petrified.
yeah. Um,
It's so good.
After
Oh,
this, there's some buckshot lariats, dead eye through a table. Moxley recovers. At this point, they bring in a bed of nails, which is where
ugh,
this is where I
ugh.
start getting a little sick.
Yeah.
Because we get two Death Riders on there, and then also Also a buckshot lariat onto it, so he takes a full back bump onto it.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh, oh my god! Like they weren't bending, y'all. Like, oh, like I
Nope,
want to know, like
those are real.
Hangman had a pace of two full on forehead bumps into that stuff, like onto the corner. I was afraid somebody was going to lose an eye for real.
Yeah.
I know they're safer and better at this shit than I am because I totally would have fucked up and somebody would have lost an eye. So, we get the stomp and the paradigm shift on the bed of nails. He tells Shafir to go get the belt. She goes to get the belt and gets handcuffed to the table by Prince Nana, which is fucking amazing.
And he's doing the dance. He's doing the dance.
So I mean, while they're doing this, the young bucks have showed up. They're attacking Hangman, and Swerve shows up with the chain that Hangman left him on Collision.
Oh,
So
and he lays out the Bucks who are there. The
yeah,
Bucks
he
got
lays
involved.
out the bucks with the chain.
Here is where I have an issue.
Okay,
Why were the Bucks there? They lost their EVP status. What do they have to gain by interfering in this except to get
what
back
did they
with
have to lose
Paige?
by interfering in it? They're not the EVPs anymore
Right. I mean, I guess, but
because Chaos Goblins. Because Matt and Nick Jackson are Chaos Goblins
like
if they're
the
not
only
EVPs.
the only thing I can think of is that they're there because just to take out their frustrations on Paige, because they
Maybe.
don't now that they don't wield the power that they have anymore. You know, they have no reason to ally themselves with the Death Riders. They just don't really. So, I mean, they were never part of the group proper. And in fact, it's pretty much canon that Moxley really, really doesn't like those guys. So it's not like maybe they were trying to get in his good graces. I don't know. Nothing was clear. And I didn't like the fact that you should have just faffed off. You didn't need to be here
Yeah,
for
but
this.
it was nice seeing them get beat with a chain.
Well, sure, yeah, but
Um,
I felt like if there was one minor gripe, and it is minor, it really, in the grand scheme of things, it is very
mhm,
minor. If I had one minor gripe about this match, that was it. Like, Young Bucks
yeah.
didn't need to be here. They
So
lost their EVP stats. They have no reason to be here. Just whatever.
yeah. Well, so Swerve hits them both with the chain, and then he gives the chain to Hangman. Hangman picks the chain up, starts decking Moxley, gets it wrapped around Moxley's throat, and uses it
They do a
to.
fake out. They do
Oh
a
yeah, they
fake
do the
out
fake
first.
out. But then he does eventually get.
That's when
Uh,
they hit the buckshot on the bed
yeah,
of
they hit
nails.
the bug shot. So they do the fake out. Then he hits the buckshot onto the bed of nails, and then he gets it wrapped around his throat again, and then he hangs him. And now, as someone who has had an immediate onset panic attack, this is exactly the face you make and exactly the situation in which an immediate onset panic attack happens.
Yeah.
When it happened to me, I was trying to prevent my boat from capsizing on a heavily flowing river, the Arkansas. Um, well, Katie and I were kayaking, and our kayak started taking on some water after we hit a rock. And I had an immediate onset panic attack and had to work through that and also keep us from capsizing. But
Jeez.
that is guaranteed the look that was on my face.
Yeah.
Guaranteed
I
that was
believe
the
it.
look that was on my face. John Moxley sold this exactly how it should have been sold.
He was so good here.
And
He
the
was
tap
so
out
good.
was him tapping out right there was like having an orgasm, man. That was just like
Yeah.
the
It
best.
was so cathartic.
Oh my
I
God.
I was watching with my wife, and it was in the morning. She hadn't quite gotten fully awake yet, and I'm shouting because I there are no kids because
Yeah.
I left my kids at my parents' house for the sake of the wedding. So I came back. We actually had a night where we didn't have to worry about the kids, and I woke up and watched the rest of the show, and she's barely awake. She's been awake for maybe 10 minutes at the most, and she's still kind of waking up, and I'm yelling at the top of my lungs, "Yes, yes, yes!" I had somehow evaded all spoilers of this. I knew in my heart that this is what was going to happen. The Hanger was going to win, but I still wasn't prepared for how I was going to feel about it. I was overjoyed. Everything about this match and everything about the story led to this moment, and I was about as happy as I can remember at the end of any match I've ever seen. It would be hard pressed to get me to search in my memory banks and find a match that made me feel quite on the level of this one. It was
Mhm.
perfect and cathartic, and just it felt like it, for a moment, this crappy world we live in with so many problems, it just disappeared into the background, and all I could think of was wrestling as the greatest performance art and the greatest entertainment medium in the world because it can make you feel like this.
Yeah. Yeah,
It was
it was just the
incredible.
best feeling and so incredible. It was everything. It was everything. It was the perfect ending to a damn near perfect pay-per-view. Um, Best $50 I've spent on wrestling in a long, long time. Like just best.
It was so. I'm so pleased. I couldn't even like begin to process as the show was ending what I had seen over the course of like two different viewings,
Yeah.
broken up in the middle. So I just I was very pleased, and I cannot wait for Wednesday to see where they
Oh,
go from
dude,
here.
me
I'm
either.
so excited for
Me either.
Wednesday.
Yeah, I am also very excited for Wednesday. It's gonna be crazy. Um, the only thing I would have added to this pay-per-view is Eddie Kingston showing up somewhere, but he didn't need to, for this to have the same effect that it did. But I
We can
would
pray.
have.
We can pray that that's where he goes, where Moxley goes from here on Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping Eddie shows up on Wednesday. Like, you're not done yet, bitch.
Yep.
Like you got so many people to answer to, and I'm one of them.
Yep.
So hello.
Yeah.
But I'm
I
pretty sure
mean,
Moxley's going straight into a thing with Darby, and that's going to lead Darby
absolutely.
to a number one contendership somehow. So
Yeah, I'm okay with
maybe
that.
Darby gets him to put his rematch up or something. Maybe he gets a rematch, and Darby's like, "Nah, I want to fight you for that rematch," and maybe Darby
Yeah.
gets it.
Like once
Like,
upon a time, I gave you a chance to win my rematch.
yeah.
If
So I
you're
want
this,
yours.
you
Yeah.
know, if you're as gritty and as bad as you say you are, you'll put yours up against me.
Yeah. Or maybe we just go directly into Darby dismantling the Death Riders because that's possible
I'm
also.
okay with that
And
too.
now
Like,
everybody who fights the Death Riders, Darby, Cope, Samoa Joe, Osprey, everybody's like, yes, Samoa Joe and Osprey got Pillmanized on Sunday, but it's gonna be
yeah,
Wednesday. I mean,
yeah,
the latest they'll be back is next Wednesday.
yeah.
So the Avengers are at full strength,
Mm-hmm.
and all of them are allowed to challenge for the world title, but one of them has it. So how many of them are going to get to beat up John Moxley in the next few months to prove that they have what it takes to take on the Hanger?
I'm okay with it. This is the portion of the storyline where Moxley puts everyone else over
Yeah,
on his
and
way
then
to a
goes
nice
off and goes
vacation,
fishing for a
and then he
year.
he, he goes fishing for a couple of months, and then he comes back repackaged as something else.
Yeah, yeah, like yeah, go fishing for like a year, come back looking like you ate Bane from the Superman comics again, and I don't know. At that point, maybe I don't know. Maybe you can take on the big bad of AEW, your wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I still kind of
Ooh.
hope that comes out as a storyline, like that there's like some kind of Illuminati-ish storyline, and it ends up being Renee. It's been in control of all of this all along, from the Death Riders to like to whenever, like it's Renee's
Puppet
been
Master
all,
Paquette.
yeah, Puppet Master Paquette. There you go. But yeah, with that said, I think that's the show for the evening. Shorter than I expected, but also, man, this pay-per-view is so good, man. I don't have a
Yeah.
lot to complain about. We didn't have to get too deep because we didn't have to complain about anything. Like everything was so good. If you saw it, you know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, tell us when we're
And
telling
if you
lies.
haven't seen it, why haven't you seen it yet? Go
Yeah,
see
God,
it.
yeah. If you haven't seen it, why are
Go
you
watch
listening to
it.
this? First of all, go
This is one
watch
of the
it.
best pay-per-views I've ever seen. And I know that in AEW
It
that
might be
uh,
the
but like
like. I mean,
I
I've
mean
seen some historic pay-per-views like back in the day.
AEW doesn't do bad pay-per-views,
Yeah,
but like
this is the best one.
this
This is
this
the
is
best one I've seen.
oof. This is a great show.
I
This
don't
is a
think I've
can't
felt
miss
this
show.
way.
They threw everything at the wall and 99% of it stuck. Like,
Mhm.
like it go see this show if you have. I don't know. If you're listening to this podcast, I guarantee you've already seen it.
As a
But
wrestling fan who can remember like 37 years of wrestling fandom and history, um, this is the first time I felt this way since like 1998,
yeah,
2000, you know, like
the future looks so bright for this
Hangman and
company.
Hangman
Yeah,
and Moxley is what I'm going to be talking about now instead of Undertaker and Shawn Michaels.
yeah,
Like that's how that's where we're hitting. That's how high
yeah.
we're hitting right now. That's the weight of this competition. Um,
Yep.
Hangman and Moxley is right there in my mind with WrestleMania 25 Taker and Michaels, which was is regarded as one of the greatest wrestling matches of all time.
Certainly at WrestleMania too.
The greatest WrestleMania match. Period. Period. Um,
Mm,
maybe the greatest match in
mm.
WWE history. Um, you'll argue with me about that. I know you will.
I mean,
I
I'm a
won't hear
Brett
it.
guy. Like,
Um, I
for
won't
me,
hear
it's
it.
Brett Austin.
Uh,
So,
but at the same time, this is the level of competition that we're dealing with. This is the level of wrestling that we're talking about. It is different in 2025 than it was back then, and this is the first time in like 20 years that I felt this way about what I've been watching and being a wrestling fan. Like I have caught the dragon, as Jeremy Bench in a particularly strong dose might say. Um,
mm,
something you never get to do when you're on drugs is catch the dragon. At wrestling, you can, with the appropriate booker and company and wrestling talent, catch the dragon. And then
this
we
is
caught
true.
it. We caught the dragon Saturday night. Anybody who
We caught the
disagrees,
American Dragon.
yeah. Anybody who disagrees, well, I mean,
You're entitled to your incorrect opinion.
please sound off on Blue Sky what it is like to be so um
Obviously wrong.
confidently and destructively wrong.
Yeah.
Just like let us
As I've
know.
always said, everybody is entitled to their incorrect opinion.
In this case, yeah, any opinions to the contrary will be seen as incorrect, and that's all I'm going to say about it. Thank you all for joining us this week. We had a blast. I can't wait to see what's coming up this week, and we will see you soon. We love you. Keep your heads up out there. And,
Oh, love you guys. We'll see you next week.
peace.